Hello? Testing? Can we all be heard? Heard? Hello? We can all be heard? You guys talk again, let me just make sure. Okay, people can hear you, that's all that matters to me, man. I don't give a damn about anything else. They should be able to see you too. Don't say that. I'm gonna get really nervous. I literally just did this, you all watched me do it, so I don't know why it's not working now, but I will figure this out. That's the start. No. Okay, give it a try.
Hello.
Hey, I think we're in.
Can you hear us, chat?
Doot.
Quiet.
Really quiet? I can bump that. That's fine. Go ahead. Talk.
Okay, there you go.
There, you're good. That was me because I had it a little bit down on the
can only
slider.
hear Mathis.
That can't be right because I'm seeing you being
Okay.
picked up by OBS.
Yeah, so
Everyone
it just
is-
says it's very, very quiet. So y'all may have to boost your sound a little bit. That's better. Okay, we're getting a better.
Okay, it's just
from
delayed. It's
chat.
just taking a second for them to
Yeah,
be
they're a little
catching up.
behind us. So okay,
Okay, so
great.
then
Now we're all
Okay.
good.
I will
Perfect.
change this one so we can have music.
Oh, Mathis
There we
is
go. I'll
getting
bring that
fancy.
down. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to SOS. Absolutely smooth opening as always when I'm in charge of streaming. And for whatever reason, every single time something goes wrong. Hopefully this will be the last time something goes wrong, though. Hope everybody had a good week, are excited for the last 3 episodes of the first half of season 3 here as we roll into the summer, as everybody's going to be going to cons left, right, and center. Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you guys for being here. For everybody who's dropping subs and all that good stuff. Hey, thank you guys for supporting us. Without you guys supporting the show via, Twitch subs and bits and donations, that's what fuels us being able to pay everybody on this show specifically. So thank you guys very much for the support. And if you guys just want to be part of the community, head over to the Discord, which can be linked soon. It's free to jump into that for sure. And if anybody's part of the Patreon, which is the way to support all of our works, there's a few little locked rooms you can go check out for yourselves. Yeah, I'm excited. Last time we had a relatively violent episode.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's a very good one. In fact,
I feel great.
It's that time of the week for Ava to give us a recap of what happened last week.
Recap. Yeah.
Did
So
the 17 recap episode go out yet? I'm curious.
I don't know if it went out, but I will tell you everybody this in case there's questions. Roll for it has 17 recap, 18 and 19. I think
Yeah, I
episodes.
think this is
so
20,
we're good
right?
to go. Yep. So we are good to
soon.
go.
This is
yes.
20?
This is
I believe-
20.
Here, I'm going to
yes.
update it
Okay.
on stream because I think
Yeah,
we got
it says
Yep.
19.
This
Done,
is-
updated, done.
This is 20, episode 19. Last week, we the first half of the episode was a werewolf fight. So
Fight is a way to put it.
yeah, it was pretty damn scary, honestly. We got Hannah in our basement, full werewolf, 9 foot tall, hovering over Dakota. Dakota trying to maintain composure and keep everything together and have her not kill one of us. Bub or Ollie in obfuscate mode, trying to figure out how to assist the situation. Ava terrified. And we tried to get her out of the bar because she was in the bar. We had to get her out. So
You did.
we did. Ava opened the door. I keep wanting to say Dot. Dakota got her to kind of go out and get out. And we split up, essentially. Ollie grabbed Ava, literally, and we took off. And Dakota also took off. And Hannah mostly followed Dakota.
You
And-
mostly beat me to death.
And
Yeah, you were
mostly,
real-
to a park where I think it was it 4 points of aggravated? 5.
Oh, it's 6 points of aggravated
She's
that I'm
at
trying to
5
heal
now.
from.
She's at 5 now.
Oh my God, 6 points of aggravated damage. Dakota nearly died. Okay, but managed to get away from Hannah.
Right.
Literally had to meld into the ground.
See, I yeeted myself into the ground. I was like,
Yes. Hannah killed 2 people on her way out in the park.
At least 2 people.
At least 2 people, while Ollie and Ava fled to the labyrinth to at least find refuge there for the night or for the day. And so we woke up, tried to find Dakota in the evening, to no success. We found her the next night. Dakota had to make like 4 checks. And she was already at like hunger 4. And there was a chance she could have gone into torpor if she didn't roll incredibly well. She only failed one of her rouse checks. So,
miracle.
Yes. That was really, really dangerous. Honestly, it's been a while since we've been in such a dangerous situation. That was one of the most dangerous in a while. So we all reconvened. Dakota's pretty set on trying to find Hannah, but tried to convince her to just be like, look, wherever she is, like, we got a lot of shit we have to deal with. So, like, we ended up not re-finding her in the evening, but we did have a appointment with Mr. Jackson. So we met with Kevin Jackson, filled him in on just about everything that's been going on since it's been a while. Told him about Emmy, told him about Neely, told him about all the stuff going on with Sybil and Snitch, and yeah, really everything. And he kind of gave everybody their own like individual assignments, I feel like. He told, what do I have in my notes? What I wrote in my notes is Damien and Ollie need to spend time together in the labyrinth. I believe we need to figure out what we're doing with Emmy. We need to see her again.
Well, she gave, he specifically said to Ollie that treat the words that come from your mouth as though they are my own when talking to Emmy, and it is up to you to make the decision whether it's worth taking her or killing her.
Pretty big. Yeah, that's pretty big responsibility.
Easy.
And then, the only other note I wrote here was Jackson asked Ava to rebuild a relationship with Bella. But is there anything else Jackson told us that kind of left us with?
He once again kind of threatened Ava. That was like, don't fuck up.
Yeah, he did.
Talk about Neely.
Yeah, we did talk about Neely.
We did talk about Neely, yep.
But yeah, that was pretty much it. We ended at the end of that conversation with Jackson.
Yeah, it was a relative. Oh, there's that cat.
Aww.
This my buddy.
So cute.
Oh, adorable. Well, that's a pretty solid recap. I mean, the first half was just trying to survive, so it's not much to talk about there. And you all have your own little kind of goals to take care of with your own personal things that you're still looking to take care of as well. But you all went your separate ways that evening. So before we begin, everybody first, Ollie and Ava only make me a rouse check as though you're waking up, and then we'll get to Dakota. Dakota, what's your hunger at?
Oh, goodness. Still think it kind of came down, but not like the most ever.
They both rolled successes, so they did not get hungrier for waking up this evening.
Okay, so old Dakota here.
I failed.
You did not. You passed. Look at the dice.
Oh,
Remember,
look
look
my
at the
God,
dice.
I forgot we're doing. Yeah, this. Yeah.
Yeah, ignore it. It says rouse check failed every single time.
Yeah,
people
and it
roll.
still moves your hunger up a dot, so I have to bring it back
manually
down.
keep
Fix
it.
it.
Yeah.
You got yourself all wrapped up here, buddy.
All right, so now for Dot, I need you to she got her earphones in first. All right, Dot, I need you to make me a rouse check roll just for waking up, and then I need you to make me 3 more for healing the next dot of aggravated damage. So what is your hunger at, so we know?
It is out of 3.
Okay, fantastic.
So I need to...
Give me 1 first, just one out the gate. Let's see if you get hunger just from opening your eyes.
Right. Okay. Come here, buddy. I know you want to be in all my business, but you can't.
That's what
today.
cats
I'm
do,
so
dude.
sorry.
What do you have over here? Is this a keyboard? Let me just step on it real quick.
Yeah, excuse me while I step on it. Okay.
You
no,
do
no.
not fail your first hunger roll, so make sure it automatically will put it up to
Right.
Just know we all rolled 6s on our rouse checks.
amazing.
Okay. Well,
Damn.
maybe that's a good sign compared to last week.
All right, now give me 3 more in a row.
1.
6.
Okay, you critically
Nice.
succeeded.
Nice.
Fantastic. 2, give me another. Okay, you get to hunger 4. And give me another. You get to hunger 5. So you are hunger 5 as you wake up. But
Oh
you are
my
now
God.
down to 4 aggravated damage. Congratulations.
Swell.
And as you wake up, the very first thought, before you can have any cognizant thought about tonight, as our camera fades in on a familiar boat gently rocking in the dock as a breeze blows by and a bright moon lights up the entire walkway nearby, we see a familiar security guard leaned up in his chair, not quite late enough where he's napping, but he's on his phone, flipping through something, and as the camera rushes by him, we see he's on some sort of Tinder app, flipping through different people. And eventually we swirl and move ourselves into the yacht at the very bottom. And there we see Dakota as her eyes snap open. And again, before you can think a cognizant thought, the beast is what roused you. The beast demands to be fed, lest you lose control. No matter how hard you try to think of things that need to get done tonight, every thought is overridden by the screaming desire to have food.
Yep.
So, Miss Dakota, as we stop here, what do you do as you wake up? There's a security guard nearby.
Okay.
It's early. It's
well,
like, what, 8 or 9 or so? 7
think I'm
maybe?
gonna have to probably go after him as much as I don't
You
want
don't have to. You don't have to. However, leaving without feeding him runs the risk of seeing a fight in the street where you see blood. That means instant hunger frenzy roll. There's a percentage chance, we'll just say, that if you leave depending on how far you go, there's a chance you just see blood because it's Chicago and it's the World of Darkness version of Chicago.
Okay. Oh, I still have so much superficial damage.
Yeah. This is the part of the system where
think,
it's like combat is punishing.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I mean, I hate to do it. We've killed a security guard on this docks before, but I don't have a choice, really. I don't think.
So, it's up to you because you could you could win the resistance to beat the hunger check if you run into something. It depends on how far you're going to traverse from your boat to try and feed.
I mean, technically, this whole area is my feeding ground.
Correct.
So I'm not in a risk there. It's just a risk of losing. Oh man.
Yeah, the minute you taste blood, you will be having to make a roll.
No, I think risk seems like a bad thing this week. So I'm gonna go the route of feeding on this guy.
Okay. How are you going to feed on him? Are you just going to strength brawl him and just like
I imagine at this point Dakota just comes up from behind him while he's like Tinder browsing and just
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Make me a dex stealth check, please.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You have 1 success. I only make a roll. He's not paying attention, so he's getting a penalty to his wits awareness here. He's only going to be rolling 3d10. And 2. As you approach, I mean, no, you can't. You're so hungry you have no willpower to use.
I have no, yeah. No, I have willpower.
But you can't re-roll anything because it's all hunger dice so that you can re-roll. So
yes, correct. You're right. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
So as you're getting close, and you can hear him mumbling to himself, and there's a moment where like you maybe even accidentally like reflexively you're just like, ugh. And he like quickly throws the phone down and whips around behind him. And there's Dakota. Do you look like you're sneaking, or are you just like kind of like walking but trying to stay quiet?
Yeah, I imagine I look like the Sims vampires, you know, with like my arms up ready to grab him, and I'm like teeth baring, just like this mangled, bruised, beaten, 16
Absolutely.
or 17-year-old.
Do you just,
and I'm caught red-handed.
As you lock eyes, are you going to attempt to just grab him?
Yeah, I'm going to just strength
brawl this. This is going to be a nightmare for this guy, but he's going to try.
That sounds very Lost Boys by description.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly the vibe I get.
Also, we just filled our Cyto bar.
Hell yeah.
Hey, we love to hear it.
Okay, did get 3 successes, but I am kind of impaired by my current physical state.
What does your impairment do? Does
I think impaired.
Does it take it into account as you roll?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to think 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on, I can tell you.
Yeah, no worries.
5, 6, 7. It mitigates dice from my dice pool.
So it did.
So
pull
like
some dice
usually
already?
this I should have rolled 9 with my grapple, but
Perfect.
it only rolled 7. So it mitigates a certain amount of the dice. So it's already correct there.
Well, this man sitting at a squat 5'3" stands up and quickly like is about to say something as you essentially are leaping through like the door behind him. You're like ripping the door open and just diving at him. And so he quickly tries to stand up, and with 2 successes. For a moment, he actually is able to, the first like hand that you throw at him to grab him by the neck, he quickly reflexively throws his left hand up, and as it collides, you at least fractured his bone with how hard you were swinging. But that distracts him enough where your other hand comes in, and you just kind of thrust it forward, grab him by the shirt, and yank him toward you before he has a chance to do anything other than, and you feed. Hunger frenzy check, please.
I got 2 successes.
And with 2 successes, the taste of blood as it runs down your tongue, the not so thick vitae of a human, and the fear that you can taste in it is all encompassing.
Man fear. Dakota likes that. That's tasty.
And the beast in turn grabs hold of that thought and rides with it. It too enjoys the taste of fear. And you can't stop yourself from indulging on this particular individual as you drain every last drop of blood that he has, as you feel the limp body of a security guard fall into your hands.
Wait, I drain him dry?
Yeah, you fail your hunger check.
Yeah.
No,
three.
No.
Three is
Taste
the-
of blood
Oh,
while at hunger
3.
4 or higher is 3.
Damn
And
it.
so take a stain, please.
No.
That's not the worst thing that's happened to Dakota.
Dakota.
Max,
And-
when you get a chance, can you make the dice box visible? We can't see it on stream.
It's on a different monitor right now. I'll get
Gotcha.
it in break.
Sorry, everybody.
I can
have to
try
listen.
and...
We'll
Just
just
listen.
call out.
Listen. We'll call out a result.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm going
make
to
sure to
call out
call
all
out.
the results. That's been, like, my plan. And so, you sate 4 dots. No, with killing him, I'm going to give you the full 5. You're at hunger 0, as you imbibe the soul.
He's a big guy.
It was, yeah, and plus, soul is also nice, so...
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
has Dakota ever been at hunger 0? Maybe?
Yeah.
Yes, the last time I drained a
I was
security
gonna
guard.
say
Yeah.
you.
The last time I drained a security guard.
Happened.
And then
Yeah.
maybe as the security guard falls to the one that's been his sort of replacement for however, now probably years, the memory of the last time this happened reemerges. Now the question I have, Dakota, is what are you going to do with the body?
Dump
It
it
is.
in the lake.
It is completely desanguinated. If it goes to the hospital, it's a masquerade breach.
Oh, I know what Dakota's going to do with it. What she, this is how she gets rid of bodies in the that are not kindred.
Certainly.
She drags them back to the boat.
Mhm.
She's feeling really, really good.
Go ahead and give me a dexterity stealth check as you're dragging this man back to the boat. And you're not really, you
Yes.
kind of pick him up. You're really strong. You don't have to like, you're
Yeah, it's not a
fucking-
lift.
yeah.
It's more of like, does anybody see me?
Yeah, literally. What a roll.
I got 4
Beautiful
successes.
roll. You
Lord.
easily scoop him up, crouch low, and avoid the few orange lights that line the dock. And you make
So
your way
most-
back to the boat.
So most people don't know Dakota at the bottom of the boat has paid in her haven to have a quick skate door that drops actually into the water. Dakota binds him up in chains and rope, the body, and proceeds to attach him to the bottom of the boat so the wildlife can slowly eat him away.
Cool.
Love-
and that,
love that.
will absolutely take care of the body itself. But another thought, of course, will come to Dakota. This is not some drunk in the middle of the city. This was a man on shift on the clock. His going missing is not going to be as simple as getting rid of the body. There's going to be
Oh, that's a good thought.
because it happened last time. The police showed up. a missing
Oh, I have a
persons.
better idea. When Dakota goes to drop him in the water, she's like, oh, wait, they're going to be looking for this asshole. There are a lot of other boats at this dock, right?
Yeah, there's a line of like 10 or 11 boats.
Great. I picked the biggest, most wealthiest yacht
Absolutely.
that there is. And I take the body over and I put the body in their yacht.
I would like you to make me an intelligence politics roll, please.
Sure. That's is
Okay.
not the worst for Dakota anymore.
No, you've put some thoughts into politics.
I got 2.
And honestly, 2 is a normal difficulty and something that this, with Dakota having been a hound, having been in the Cameron for 20 years, while you certainly will have perhaps the mortals thrown off, again, the body is completely desanguinated. There is no blood. If hunters or anybody gets word, it'll put the whole dock under suspicion. And the Camarilla will have to deal with it too. There is that unique difficulty of dealing with a bloodless body. You do have you have contacts, and you have Frank. You could reach out to Frank. He is a cop. He could cover for you. You've done it before. You could reach out to the Camarilla or Kevin Jackson. They likely will like help you out. But there
You
are
should
options.
also have Ollie's contact at the mortuary. You
Then
can
you
dispose
also
of
have
the body
that.
that way.
I don't got a way to drive. What am I going to skateboard the body across town? Hey, that's the big. That's the big.
Well, you have the lake. You could at least like putter around in the lake and like dock maybe further south.
Ollie
if
can
you
also move it as well.
Yeah, Ollie can move the body too. Getting it into the sewers. There are ways to get it away from here. Isn't this fun? This is an unexpected.
This guy had his
beginning.
phone open. I don't have to open his phone.
His
Okay.
phone. You see, like it's sitting on the desk when he put it down to whip around to look at you.
This is
where it's left.
this is what goes down. It's a desanguinated body. How do I come back from that? Don't really. But if the body is eaten enough, it's not going to matter that it's desanguinated at some point because
Yes, if you leave it under the
Right.
water, like that's fine.
Yeah.
You're dealing then you're dealing with the missing persons aspect of it rather than the desanguinated aspect.
I think then Dakota just does her original plan and kind of
Bottom of the boat.
bottom of the boat so that he can't be found, right?
Mhm.
Even if they search the water, they're not going to scour up his body.
Mhm.
And then I go to his cell phone. And I probably have to like get my finger hot.
You
or
will
however,
need to.
you know.
You will need
yeah, I
to
could
blush of
rouse.
life. You need a blush of life.
I could rouse for this. That's
do.
easy. There
and
we
you
go.
get to 1 hunger.
That's okay.
No
well,
problem.
it's a surprise.
Yeah.
And I'll go into his phone. He's been on Tinder, right?
Yeah, or the equivalent of in World of
The
Darkness.
equivalent of I immediately go into his Tinder, see what messages he's been sending, and Dakota starts sending messages that's like, I hate my life. I think I'm going to disappear forever. And I leave a stream of what would be considered like suicidal or type
Totally.
messages. So when they go back and search his stuff, it makes total sense that like he would have gone missing, that nobody thinks that, he's
Does Dakota spend any time going through his text prior, or does she immediately just start texting? Because one would require a little bit of time of wits investigation as you're going through text, or is Dakota just like, you know what, just going to do it? And there's no wrong answer here. I'm just looking at how
Yeah,
you're
no,
doing
I
this.
mean, I just think Tinder is what was open.
Yep.
So,
You're
and he
shooting girls
obviously
off
would,
matched
yeah,
that
I'm
you're matched
shooting
with.
girls off. I'm like, send me your foot pics or I'll kill myself, kind of a thing. So, that's like the like worst of the
Fantastic.
worst kind of Tinder, and I do it for a couple of them and try to leave a little bit of a trail that like this night he clearly was a bit he was struggling and he left his post. Who knows? Maybe he threw himself in the water. Maybe he actually disappeared. Who knows?
Absolutely.
But he,
So you leave the phone there after you're done kind of doing what you're doing.
yeah, leave it exactly where it was, wipe my fingerprints off of it.
Yeah, get a little
and
t-shirt.
anything, any blood droplets, I kind of quickly.
There's no
and
blood
any-
droplets. You drank and dry.
I guess that's dry, drink and dry. That's good. That means there's no.
No, there's no blood. There's no scene of like. That's the other thing too. Is evidentially there's very little to show that there was a fight in any way. While you failed your sneaking up on him, you overpowered him very, very quickly. What were you rousing for?
I didn't. The cat did that.
Oh, excellent. Well, the cat wants to do something, so.
the cat wanted me to rouse, but no.
So
Oh,
under the
how
boat, you quickly you fire off a few texts to some of the ladies that he was matched with. And when that's all said and done, and you feel, I imagine, comfortable in the situation that you're in, are you heading back to the bars? Everybody kind of recongregating on this night?
I imagine that we need to
And
recongregate.
so that's kind of like, we start to slowly pan out as we watch Dakota settle, make sure she kind of double checks everything. She's not sloppy about it. Grabs her skateboard and slams it onto the concrete, and with a huff, we see her kick off and roll away. In the ivory tower, so too does Ava rouse from her evening. But unlike Dakota, what's your hunger at? Like 2, 3?
It's just at 2 now. Or no, sorry, 1 because
you're
I
fine.
fed from the guy.
Is there anything that Ava is looking to do prior to heading to the bar to meet up with the coterie on this evening?
Yes, I will on my way down send a note to Katie that I am looking to spend the night with the prince the next time she's available.
So
And
as
catch
you're
up.
walking by, do you tell Katie, or do you like leave a note with Katie?
I'll let Katie know.
Okay. So as you're walking by and she's there again, it seems like she's there almost now that you think
Every
about it, you're
day.
not entirely sure if you've ever seen anybody else there. So as you walk by, Katie looks over to her left with a smile, sees you. The smile turns into a smirk, and then she goes, "Good evening, Miss Heloise," and she continues doing whatever work she was working on the computer.
Katie, good to see you this evening, as every evening.
How can I help you?
I was wondering if you could put in a line with the prince the next time she's free. I would love to catch up with her.
Well, meeting with the big boss herself.
Mhm.
Miss Heloise, are you looking for sometime in the near future?
Anytime she's free, yes. It's not highly urgent.
She's
but
typing
would
some
just like
stuff
to catch
in.
up.
And this is a personal curiosity. It's been a while since you've requested to meet with the CEO herself. How,
Yes.
just change of heart?
Oh, just 2 roses catching up and spending time together. We used to do it all the time, and
You did.
kind of miss that.
I'll put that as a note. And she types that in as you say, like, I kind of missed that. She types it in. Is Is there anything else I can help you with Miss Heloise?
That is all for me.
Enjoy your evening.
You as well. How have things been here, Katie?
I'm very busy this evening. I'm sorry. It's a Friday. And she goes back to typing.
I'm just gonna leave her.
Yeah.
She's such a bitch. We're bitchy to each other. It's fine.
And finally, as the camera hard cuts to outside the ivory tower, and we watch Ava stroll out luxuriously and make her journey toward the gathering place of the coterie, we quickly slide across the rest of the city to the south, where the flickering lights of the Lights Out pub come on. We hear the door ka-chunk unlock, and we slip under the door, careening our way past the bar, into the kitchen, right where the stairs for Ollie's personal quarters are met. And we see Ollie taking his final step up into the kitchen as Grant is quickly throwing on his apron, getting ready for the evening. Ollie, is there anything you'd like to take care of this evening before the girls arrive?
Ollie's probably putting in some requests, pulling out some cash so that we can replace some things that were destroyed in a recent accident in the bar. That we need a new stove. Probably.
Grant looks back to you. He's like, "Hey, just so you know, I made a kind of a decision. I feel like we can open and at least sell drinks, even if we can't do any food. Right? Money?
All right. I mean that makes sense. Right. You're gonna have to go out. I'm gonna get you some petty cash to pick us up a new oven.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just let me know when." And he kind of goes back to like moving a lot of the broken stuff toward the back and then pulling it out the back door, just trying to get it all out of the way. And yeah, you need a whole new setup essentially. There's huge gashes. Again, the way she kind of tore through the kitchen, she was just lunging herself on whatever was nearby, and things just went all over the place and destroyed. As he comes back in, he's like, "How much? And am I doing that tonight, or is that like a tomorrow thing?"
Well, if we're going to open up for drinks tonight, then you're definitely going to need to be in the front. But I'm probably going to make a visit to Haley and see if she's either sticking around or not. It's been real radio silent. So, it's about time that we see out to her. But maybe tomorrow, I'm thinking that you get out. I'll pull out a few $1,000s. Something to, get a nice new oven, get a few new prep tables, maybe a new island, something like that.
And maybe a little extra so I could take Ava out on a date.
I think Ava's got that covered. You're just going to have to convince her first.
I got to be a gentleman. I'm going to cover it. I don't want her.
There's nothing about you that is gentle. I'm not doubting the fact that you're a man, but you're not really gentle.
I just, I don't know how to take that, boss. I'm just going to get back to work. And he just starts moving things back around in a very dramatic fashion.
Ollie just smiles.
Yeah, that's the camera kind of catches it. Ollie's smile as Grant turns around. And at that moment, the back door opens and Dakota arrives first. Looking still tore the fuck up, but some of her wounds that were closer to the neck are completely closed at this point. Just like little red marks where they haven't fully healed. But she is looking a little better.
She's still gangrelly? Is she still
feral? No, this would be, because that only lasts 2 nights for her, I believe, in her current state. So this night would be the first night it's dissipated. Her ears are normal, her claws are back to fingers.
Your bar looks worse than I do.
Thanks. Mine can be bought back. Yours is a little different. I know it's going to take a while. Been there.
Fine. It's fine. The security guard at the docks may think otherwise, but I'm feeling great.
That's the line you hear, Ava, as you stride in from the kitchen door after making your way in through the front.
Oh, did he finally ask you out, Dakota? And you did something about it?
Who, Damien?
No, I wish. The security guard. What happened?
Why would he ask me out? He was on something called Tinder.
Yeah.
It's like shopping for people.
That means he's desperate.
Well, he's sure desperate now.
What happened?
Poor guy had suicidal tendencies. Nothing I could do about it.
Well, things are...
I see.
This whole coder is just, for a moment, just kind of absorbs it. There's that moment where the camera's like completely above you. We just see the top of your heads after you say that, and there's just that awkward silence for a moment.
We get it, though, right? Like, we know what that's like. It's just like,
one of
it's
you
like
knows
shit.
better about it than the rest of you, Ava.
I've been there, Dakota.
On a security guard's Tinder?
No. God, no. I have standards.
Well, you should have seen his. Did you know people send pictures of their feet?
It's a good market. You can make a lot of money.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you
Grant
know
in the
my
back
feet
end.
are hairy?
Grant just shouts in the back end. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing it myself.
I
Who
have
wants to
no
see
comment
Grant's feet?
for that.
Listen.
Nobody.
A monthly pedicure is nice.
You can afford a pedicure. You
didn't
don't
know
you don't
that.
need any money,
Way too much
Grant.
money, boss. I don't know if you know this. So you pay me
I-
way too much.
Oh my God! You know he was asking for extra money. He's saying that a monthly pedicure is not bad. He's asking for extra, particularly Ava, because he said he's going to take you out on a date.
Hey, he comes over. Listen, I'm asking for more money because taking Ava on a date is like a multi-$100 expense. I gotta treat her right.
You're
I'm
not
not gonna
wrong.
take her to the movie theater and go bowling.
All right, well, let me
Sounds
be
like a great
completely
date.
completely transparent with you here. A couple of $100 is not even a start for Ava.
That's one wine bottle.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your taste is too expensive.
You remember
For
when we went
wine?
to that restaurant, the Michelin star restaurant?
Oh,
that was
don't
fun.
I?
Yeah, that bill
The Thai
that
guy
was
makes
encroaching.
restaurants.
No, not that.
Oh my God, Grant.
Jesus Christ!
Grant, you need a bit of education before you take me out on a
Yeah,
date.
like the Michelin Man.
Oh
no,
my
not the Michelin Man.
Who the fuck is the Michelin Man? Is that
The
a
big
problem
tire
there
guy.
too?
He looks
Tire
like a big
guy.
marshmallow. It's very weird.
Sort of looks like the Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But he's made it. It's
Wait, wait,
tires.
wait.
You know, I recently learned those marshmallows aren't actually real. They're fake. Stay Puft ain't a real brand. I thought it was. One of them Mandela effects.
A what effect? Okay,
Mandela.
I didn't know there was a tire man or that we were connected. I did not know or know what the fuck a Ghostbuster is.
How do you not know what a Ghostbuster
Yeah,
is?
whoa.
That came out in
Another
in the 80s
movie
and 90s.
to bring to the theaters.
Well, guess
that
what? I was
before
born
she
in the
was
90s
born.
and I lived on the streets, assholes. When did I have money for $100 bottles of wine or the movie ticket?
Whoa, nobody asked you if you had money for wine. This was advertised on like literally every street corner.
We
Dan
have
Aykroyd,
also-
Bill Murray. It was big.
Lived in train with a crazy ex-military man.
We will add it to the list to bring to the movie theater.
Yeah, will it make money? We should tell Nelson.
Yes, I will let him know. We have a list. I think there was another movie we were supposed to get for Dakota. All the other Star Wars, apparently.
Yeah, which I didn't know. There were more than one.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
there's too many.
Yeah.
There's too many.
There's like 70.
I think we were getting like some other movie, like Rocky Horror, something more, a little more edgy. We were supposed to get. So there's a list, and we'll make sure Dakota is well educated.
So can I get like a quick baseline on how much a good date for you would be?
Oh my
like,
God.
before I get back to work, I need something to work toward.
Yeah. Get your feet
Motivation.
pics online. I bet you'll get tons of dates.
Well, I don't want anybody else. All right. I
Have
don't
you tried a
need-
thing called Tinder? You can shop for your dates.
I tried the Tinder. All right. Nobody meets my standards.
Oh my God.
Aren't you excited though, Grant? Did Ollie agree to give you a nice new high tech grill in the back? None of that, like one of those really nice ones that, like the electric
Are you
ones.
doing that
that
change
Whoa,
in
whoa, whoa!
subject
Hold
thing?
on, hold on. Listen, I support your decision, Ava, but you're wrong. All right, and it's okay to be wrong. I'm not mad at you, but you always go gas grill. It's the best
I would
effect
never
for
tell
cooking
you
meat.
You were wrong.
Okay, well, that's because he's simping, and that's fine.
Heck is simping.
It's all right. We'll teach you one day.
You knew what
we-
uwu was, but you don't know what.
Are we
simping is.
speaking English? What is the simp and woo woo?
Woo woo.
Uwu? You uwu'd
Oh, yeah,
last
yeah.
night,
Ooh,
Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did ooh at you.
What the fuck is an ooh woo?
Ow, I saw some like internet generated girl do it.
I
was browsing my usual sites. I tried to check out a new genre, and I found a blue-haired computer lady.
Blue-haired computer lady. Okay. Maybe this is why I don't ever get dates.
No, you don't want to date anyone on the internet.
No, those are the people that are the ones that I usually bring back, and they become obsessive. The ones, like.
So every person, man, woman, or that you come across.
Yes, actually. But that's all beside the point. I was just checking to make sure everything's good at the bar and that,
Yeah, as good
after
as
what
they can be.
what happened last night, like we need.
I don't want to think about last night. So if this is the conversation, I'm going to go clean out up front. Have a good one. And he just steps away when you bring up what happened last night.
I love the man, but he hurts my head a
Like
lot.
a bag of potatoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, at least we
Wouldn't
all
trade
agree
him,
on
though.
that.
Wouldn't trade him. Can you name a more loyal person?
No, I can't. He did fucking save my ass earlier a few nights ago, I'll be honest, I know he complains about his sneaky skills and all that jazz, but it's kind of helpful.
Yeah, it's got its bonuses for sure. But yeah, it's all taken care of. I'm going to set aside some cash. I've already picked out some things out of a catalog. He's going to go hit, I don't know, whatever outlet we can find. It's just replacing some things.
We could go to
Not a
the
big
pawn
deal.
shop and see if there's like some used stuff. I bet I could get a discount.
We're better than that. Get some nice stuff, Ollie. Treat yourself.
Oh my God.
Get all upgrades.
I am. Okay. I don't know what you mean by upgrade, but I can tell you haven't cooked anything for yourself since you made cereal as a teenager.
I'm just saying, like, we have the resources and funds now. We could really get some nice appliances. For
Yeah,
this
of course.
place.
It's what I'm doing. I'm getting some nice appliances. I mean, nothing really beats elbow grease, right? But like, I'm not going to go into the electric world when it comes to an oven. You got to go gas grill.
Okay. Fine.
I mean, if I could go
Yes.
charcoal, right, a full wood stove, I would. Because I mean, I don't know if you've ever had a pizza made over a wood stove. It's unfucking believable.
Yes, I have in my time, but
That was not believable. You strike me as a Totino's girl, right out the oven. That $1 pizza, the cardboard. I bet you made it in the microwave too, didn't you?
Oh my God, what?
and maybe at some point in my life I did,
for
but
shame.
but I have had taste also, Ollie.
Okay, all right.
You've seen my taste.
Gotta make pizza for you guys sometimes.
Yes.
I know that
Pizza.
it's like
I can
ash,
enjoy it now.
right? I can't. Well, I guess I can.
It just
Can I
costs.
taste it?
Yeah, if you rouse
yeah.
if you blush of life, you can taste things. You just
You
vomit
bring
things
yourself
up later.
back to what we were once like. Make your skin hot to
Yeah.
the touch, all that jazz.
I do like it when you get on these random inspirations to cook.
You won't
like you
regret
did.
it.
Yes.
We'll do it side by side. I'll go out and buy like a Red Baron $5 boy, and then we'll do it to my hand-to-hand skill and see which one you prefer.
Mm.
I used to steal pizza.
Where'd you steal pizza from? Just like parlors?
Parts, parlors, homeless people,
You stole pizza
unsuspecting
from homeless people?
I was technically homeless.
Hey, if they don't finish the whole box, might as well
I
take
mean,
it.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. Look, we'll set it aside for another time. Is just when things kind of calm down. You get any word on the youngling? Where's Hannah at? Any news?
Sorry, I've been a bit busy scrolling through Tinder tonight to hunt her down. And yesterday we were, a bit busy with Jackson. So no, I
wondered if
I haven't heard heads or tails.
So she didn't pop out a boat then. All right.
She did not.
There's Dakota, something we talked about a little bit earlier, but just as a refresher, she did go on a crazy killing spree across the city, Frank might know something about it.
I have a potential option, but the last time we talked, it was weird. It was very like father-daughter, and there was a lot of feelings and things said, and
Does he have feelings for you?
What? No, I mean, not in that way. Nobody has feelings for me. No, it's fine. No, Frank, he just got all dad about it. Woe is him, single detective. I tried to set him up. I wonder if he ever followed up with the. Anyways, I thought I could track Frank down and see if there's been a police report filed on, say all the dead people from 2 nights ago.
Hey, we were also told that there were kindred that were killed in that. We didn't catch wind of that either.
In Hannah's
Jackson.
attack?
Yeah, it was mostly kind, but
Yeah.
Mostly.
there were a kindred, at least one.
We
It could
should.
have been a street level one too. Could have been a, you never know.
But we haven't really dug on that, so we don't really know what that's like.
Honestly, if we're lucky, she managed to sniff out the worst of the worst and wound up at Rose's club.
Yeah, what if she found Celia, though?
Don't even.
Oops.
Oops.
What a problem.
That's not funny, okay? I don't want your kid killing my kid.
Technically, Ava, she's not your kid, just like Hannah is technically not my kid. But that being said, Celia, she kind of bailed on the whole Ava mom thing.
Yeah, well, because I fucked up. And just because somebody fucks up once doesn't mean they're not going to stop trying.
Hey, my kid almost beat me to death, so I don't really have a whole not a good cop bad cop kind of situation. I'm just saying, like, collateral damage is collateral damage.
Look, if we were going to speculate as to as who we hope that Hannah have taken out, I'm really hoping it's Banana Hammock.
That would be nice, but we do know that she was in that area, the park area, so likely it's probably nobody that we know in our circles because nobody hangs out there. So
all right, here's what I'm gonna do.
What are your circles?
Wherever the Rose Garden hangs out, probably in like the Loop or something, not in like
the Chicago Loop. We saw what happened with Hannah, and she came here because she said she could smell us. And I'm going to guess it's probably because the Thin Bloods were here too, right?
Yeah, we should
check
on
all of the blood. And
Yeah. So
we should check on her.
Why aren't the other lupine hitting areas like this too? Why aren't they, why aren't they hitting like the rack or the painted lady, right?
Well, I don't know. We do know they did technically make another attack on Rose's caravan, so they are sniffing us out. It seems that,
I mean,
if they are smart, and I've been made to believe that they are, that walking in the front door of somewhere is not the most ideal option. There is a lot of security on Rose's club, but say driving across town in a van with the smell of, say, a salubri and a bunch of La Sombra is a little bit easier. Easier to make it look like a traffic accident, easier to make people disappear than, say, just to walk out or have a massive raid on a club.
Man, they've got a real advantage on us, right? Like they can tell who we are just by our... Can we tell? Like, is there a telltale sign?
Does anybody detect the beast?
I think I actually have detect the beast.
It would make sense if Dakota could, if she has that ability. But yeah, that's it. There's a kinship between your beast and their beast. It's not the same, but there's a weird strand of connection where you can maybe tell.
The answer is sometimes I can smell them on the occasion.
Huh.
Well, I mean, if there is increase in lupine activity, that is a concern. And that probably means the Camarilla is going to either call an Elysium soon or do some sort of call to all of us that this is happening.
Honestly, I don't think they're going to do anything about it. Remember the last Gangrel Primogen? Remember that time we actually had a place at the table?
Yeah.
Remember why they got rid of her?
Because they made room for La Sombra? I don't remember exactly
yes,
why.
Technically. But the excuse that they used was because she was too obsessed with the lupine in the city. That her obsession was a problem, not a solution. I don't actually think that Sybil or the prince care very much about the lupine problem. Sybil doesn't actually see it as an issue. When you're that blinded by your own fucking ego, how can you think about something as minute as a little bit of a lupine rising?
Well, I guess that's their problem then, because if they are going to increase an attack and actually kill Kindred this time,
well,
that seems like a problem to me.
Tell me he was.
Sorry, not to interrupt, but just to refresh some memories. You do know the last time the Kindred and the lupine did have a head clash, technically war. That's where Artie came from.
Yeah.
So
the 1920s.
We do know that Damien did say he and his hounds were looking into the attack on Rose's caravan while they were moving the salubri. So I don't think they're completely against it, but...
Well,
I don't think that they're prioritizing it either.
I don't know. All we can try to do is keep ourselves safe so that something like this doesn't happen again.
Yes.
As that settles, and, oh, sorry, go ahead, Ava, if there was more.
I was just going to say, we should, I still am emphasizing we should check on the thin blood. But yes.
Yeah, so, unless there's any more, should I say, pertinent conversation for the coterie to have, I don't want to interrupt.
No, I'm checking. I think it's called Bloodhound.
I think so too. I will have to double check.
And I do have it as
Double check
Dakota
it.
has a single dot in it. So I can smell the resonance of a human's blood without tasting it.
Okay, that's
so that doesn't
resonance.
mean
Yeah, that doesn't. There is a power, the way to do it. I just can't remember what exactly.
There
I'm pretty sure it's called Sense the Beast.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what
you're
thought,
right.
too.
It's
Yeah.
called Sense the Beast. I think you're right. I'm gonna look it up, but you
And
keep going.
that
Matt,
might-
please.
Yeah,
that might be
animalism,
an
sense the beast.
Okay.
It's an
It is
animalism skill.
Animalism, sense the beast, level 1.
Yeah, so that's right, because I took Bond Familius for Princess
Yep.
Bella, not
Yeah,
Sense
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Beast.
I mean, you could grab it still. It's super cheap if you wanted
Could you
it.
do the same with Auspex, where you're kind of peering beyond? Is it something that you might be able to see?
No, Auspex won't be able to. Basically, you have to make a roll versus their composure, subterfuge, your resolve, animalism, and you can determine if they're hostile just by the way they're like smell. Are they being hostile? And then whether they harbor a supernatural beast, marking them as a vampire or a werewolf. And on a critical win, it gives you the exact type of information. So you'll be able to tell on a win, they have the beast. I don't know if it's kindred or lupine. You have to critical win to be able to tell individually. And on a critical win, you can actually detect their hunger level as well if they're kindred. It's actually like a very useful power. And keep in mind too, everybody who's sucked from each other's blood, you all have access to those abilities.
To the disciplines, yeah.
Yeah, you all have that. So like whoever's fed from each other, that has opened up
I was
the
about to say, if you
doors.
fed
I
from
don't think I
Dakota,
fed
you.
from Dakota.
I was about to say, I think Ollie has.
But
Ollie, I definitely
Ollie-
think has.
I think you two have.
I think Ollie's had both of you because
You
there was
two-
a time
yeah.
there was in
He's had
torpor.
both. Dakota has not had anybody's but Bella's. She's turned down every ounce of, except for Ollie. So that's
Yeah.
incorrect. She
So
did
you
take
have,
Ollie's
so
once.
so then you all technically have access to each other's trees in clan because Bella
Yeah.
was a
Yep.
Toreador, so you got Toreador and then Ollie Nos. Ava has both of them,
I have
right?
Nos, yeah.
You have Nos, you are Toreador.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
just
have
I
access
don't.
to
Ventru.
I do.
Yeah, he has
because
access to Ventru.
I Diablerized.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
Camille.
don't we all? Didn't Cammy gave us all some
So
of her?
that
her
doesn't
blood?
Dakota
count.
did not take Cammy's.
But that also doesn't count because it's blood like that's
Oh, it's a-
tainted magically
Gotcha.
to only
Yeah,
do
yeah,
a
yeah.
very
Got it.
specific thing.
Makes
Otherwise,
sense.
man, that would be that would suck as a Ventru. No, Ava would have access to the Venture tree though. She
Yep.
would have access to it because she Diablerized Cammy.
Yep.
So yeah, just keep in mind you do have access to all kinds of trees with all this experience points and dipping into powers from each other's trees. You would have each other to help teach, so you wouldn't need to like find somebody to teach
find a
you.
teacher.
Yeah, like so like Ava would for like Oblivion stuff if she wanted to learn more control over it and stuff. Not to like interrupt the conversation. I just want to make sure certain things are like reclarified because we've been playing this game for fucking 5 years now, as we learned.
Yes.
All right, sorry. Was there anything else that you were doing? My bad. No? Okay, cool. So as the conversation kind of rolls to a natural conclusion, the door swings open again, and there's Grant kind of standing there, and he just interrupts. Boss, you know how
Yeah.
you were saying maybe you were going to check up on Haley today?
Yeah.
You might want to come out front.
Okay.
And he
And
steps back
I do.
out. Do you all follow or just Ollie?
Well, nope, this is not my problem.
I will wait unless Ollie. Do you want?
There is still an open window.
You can see through.
I'll peek through.
I mean, yeah, but Ollie's going to
God,
step through the
Ava,
door.
stay-
Oh, come on. We helped her. I want to know what's going on.
Oh my God, you're so nosy.
I
So
know.
When you step out, what you see is Haley standing at the door. Grant hurries by her and locks the door again, flips it back to close, doesn't even really think about it too much. And she's standing there in clothing that has been clearly been worn for days on end, potentially weeks on end. And in her hand, a suitcase that looks familiar to Ava and Dakota. The one they saw opened that was half-assed packed and a pistol on it. And she's carrying it, or rather, it was a Ziploc, what do you call it? Not Ziploc.
Duffel.
Zip bag, duffel bag. Thank you. And she has that over her shoulder, hanging out off the back. It's just a regular dark blue and white one. And she looks haggard. She looks like she hasn't showered and slept in days with bags under her eyes. And she's certainly lost some weight. She's not crying or anything. She's just kind of blankly staring. And that's what you see as soon as you step out. And that's what Ava and Dakota see when they kind of like peer through the serving window and take Ava anyway in her high curiosity. But she's just standing there with her duffel bag over her shoulder.
Kind of pace around the actual bar itself and walk. I'll get within like 15 of her and, hand on the counter. How you doing?
Her eyes never really leaving you. She just kind of very subtly shakes her head back and forth. And then a gentle shrug of the shoulders.
You, looking for a place to lay your head?
She lets 2 or 3 seconds pass before she does again another shrug. I feel like it's I feel like I'm forced to go now. Something happened the other night in my block and there's a lot of screaming, so I thought they were coming for me. I panicked. I grabbed my bag and I figured before I go, I'll at least come by one more time. I'll let you know.
Are you worried then?
Yeah, it's just too much.
I get it.
I can't even swallow it. I can't get my head around it. It doesn't make sense.
Where are you gonna go?
Maybe out west. I have a cousin who lives in LA. I don't have their number, but I'm sure I could get a hold of them at some point.
All right. I mean, I respect your decision. Is there anything I can do for you?
No. I just wanted to make sure I said thank you before I left.
Thank you. You don't have to thank me. I employed you. And this place is always open to you, Haley.
Yeah, but you employed me when nobody else would. You know that.
Maybe. But what are you expecting to find out there that you're not going to find here?
I honestly don't know. I need to find a sense of reality again, I guess. I don't know how to... I thought the world was one way my whole life, and now you're telling me all these things, and I don't know how to handle it. And, part of me still doesn't really think it's real, even though, I know it is. You've shown me. Just doesn't feel it. And whatever. The minute I panicked because I heard things outside, I knew that meant I need to get out of here. I can't rest, so maybe I can rest if I go far away. I don't know.
Like, look, it's wherever you go. Wherever there's people, you're gonna hear screams. You're gonna hear problems. It's not just us, right? Chicago is not bereft of gangs and shootings and people taking control of other people.
No, yeah, but that's a known. Guns and evil and bad thoughts, all those things are physical, tangential. I can look at a gun and I know what it does. I have one. But what you're telling me is you can look into my eyes and I don't stand a chance. Or you drink blood. That sounds so ridiculous. You understand?
It does. But like, look around you. Look at this place. Look at this place that you helped foster. You helped make this place what it is. Look at Grant. He's still just like you.
And she does like very kind of like awkwardly turn her head a bit and take in the area. And she looks at Grant. Grant kind of gives an awkward like wiggles his fingers high. But her stoic face doesn't change. Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of what I was able to accomplish here, and I know I've kind of slipped off the cliff again, but healing isn't linear, right?
No, Not everybody heals it a different way. Hey, I get it. I get it, Haley. I understand. And if there's nothing else I can do, then thank you for having the decency of letting me know. I appreciate that. It's not gonna be the same without you. You know, nobody quite made a mixed drink or a cocktail like you did.
Unless you can just... You could make me forget. She just giggles. That would be... That's what I want real bad. But
What if
know
I
this
said
is
I could?
ridiculous.
No, what if I said I could?
Oh, come on. We have this... Wow. Hypnotism?
If I explained it to you, you wouldn't be super happy with it. But why don't you just accept that in a world where we believe in comic books, we have all of those same kind of powers?
You can make
What
me
if we
roll
had
back
someone
all
that could
this
do that?
Before I knew all of this? I won't know? I won't know what you are?
It'll eventually come out, Haley. But it doesn't matter where you go. You move anywhere you go. Anywhere you go. My kind will be there. We're everywhere. You just generally don't know it. At least here, in this place, in this space, we try to work for something that's better, that's healthier. We ask for consent. We help people along.
I don't want to know about any of it. It's destroyed me. I can't sleep. I'm not... Maybe for some people, like, and she looks to Grant, this is good, but no, I was on a path. I was doing good for myself. And I don't know how to handle it, so I
Okay,
slipped.
settle that aside for a minute. Set it all aside. Set aside everything that you've just learned. What have you done that has hindered your success?
Drink.
You moved here, right? Completely unknowing anyone and everything. You were running away from some issues. You said you had a stalker.
But how do you settle with that when on the other side of things you know that nothing I do really matters? I'm an ant. I'm nothing.
You make a
all...
name for yourself and you punch up.
But everything is a lie. The
No,
things that
everything is not a
exist-
lie. Everything is an obstacle, Haley. Everything is an obstacle.
I mean, what exists? The true power, the supernatural, all that makes me feel insignificant. So who cares if I drink? It helps it not feel as bad.
Hey, I care. I care. I fought with myself every night to not come in and check on you and make sure you're okay. I was told, give her time. Give her time. She might come around. She's a strong girl. She'll just need to figure some things out. But hell, I remember, I don't know what it was like when you were a kid, but when I was a kid, I was told to believe in some mystical hoodoo bullshit that I couldn't wrap my head around. There were Bibles flung at me consistently. And I was supposed to try to believe in that. Man walks on water. Turns water to wine. It seems wild, right? Like the parables here, they're kind of...
But if that was the truth, he wasn't killing people to do it, you know? Listen, I appreciate what you're trying to do and help me swallow all this, but I'm not built for this. I'm not built for this, dude.
I get it.
I don't want to. If I have to know, then I'd rather be far away from where I learned. But if you're telling me I can forget, and I can go back to working on me and live in ignorance again, maybe it's the selfish thing to do, but I don't give a shit. I want to go back to being a bartender, to working on myself, to making money, to making my friends and family proud, and to thinking you're just somebody who might have a weird side business with gangs or something. I don't want to know what's actually happening. I don't want to know. what actually controls things. I just need to control my own life. That's all I care.
And I can't give that to you. That's just the truth. I even if I were to help make all of that go away, it would come back. A fractured memory. You'd see something, hear something, smell something that would trigger that thought. And that trauma would come back.
Then
So you gotta go. You gotta go. I get it. And I respect your decision.
Then just thank you for everything. And she takes a few steps forward to close those 15 inches or 15 feet or so, rather. And she just gives you a very earnest hug.
I hug back.
I'll make sure I let you know when I get to LA safe.
You got enough cash to get there?
Yeah, I've got enough on me.
All right. I would say don't be a stranger, but I know you will.
I promise I'll tell you when I'm safe.
Listen, if something happens, if you can wrap your mind around it, if you can, not saying that you need to, come back. Best bartender I ever had.
She gives a half-hearted smile. She turns and looks to Grant. She doesn't say anything to him, but she does walk over to him and hug him too. She looks back past the serving area and she gives you just kind of like a knowing nod. She doesn't wave. She just nods at the two of you that if she can see whoever's back there.
Eva waves and nods.
I've given myself and reinvented myself a new life before. I can do it again. I'll do it again. Take care of yourself.
Thanks, Haley.
She pats you on the shoulder afterward and she turns and walks out. Grant stands out of her way and the door opens. She quietly steps through and she walks past the windows down the block with the duffel bag securely over her shoulder. And out of sight.
Ava will walk out and
guess as you walk out, Grant's just like, so I guess we boy oh boy, we miss Zach right now, right?
we could have
No.
we could have done that. We have ways, Ollie.
Yeah, but how long does it last?
True, but I mean, it took years for it to wear off of Jules. Like,
Still hasn't worn off of Dakota yet.
And then it'll
I don't even know what you're talking about.
it'll happen all over again. She'll have to live through the trauma and the terror, possibly drink herself. And unless you guys are there to help her out in the midst of her, well, what you said, she nearly killed herself drinking.
I know. It's not. None of the choices are the right choice. They're all just choices. And
Hey, you know what? She got out.
yeah,
I can't be mad at that.
yeah. This could have happened any way. It doesn't have to just be because we're kindred. People have falling outs and friendships all the time. You lose people all the time. This isn't just because we're kindred.
Oh, hey, that's a loser. She's still alive. She's fine. She's going to fucking LA.
Yeah. She can start a new life in shitty LA.
Wait, haven't I heard you guys say the Camarilla fell in LA? Does that mean it's more
Yeah.
safe for her there?
I wasn't gonna
it's
say
worse.
anything.
It's worse?
I didn't lie to her.
No.
We're everywhere.
It doesn't, but honestly, it doesn't matter wherever she goes. Ollie's right. They're everywhere.
If we took it from her, we took that memory from her. It's only a matter of time before that resurfaces. Historically, it's not worked for us. And I don't want to take out a favor with someone else that wants to just kind of wrap a mind that could potentially break. It's just going to cause more problems later.
No, I think that's fair. We've seen how it can backfire, that whole forget thing.
And we're just not gonna talk about the fact that she's a walking masquerade breach. No, it's just not a.
Well, she's LA's problem now. And I don't think they care that as much about masquerade breaches as we do.
I mean, I could go try and convince her myself. Marry her. Green card style, you know what I mean?
You want to go talk to her? I mean, You actually might have the most impact here, right?
What is like a safe place for her to go? If LA's less safe than Chicago, where would I want? Like, where do we direct her?
Small town, less population. Somewhere away from a large city, or she could hop a boat and go stand out in the middle of the ocean, and she'll be a lot safer.
Somewhere bright.
Florida.
Hot. Warm.
Florida.
I
It's not
wouldn't
Miami.
wish that on my worst enemy.
Apparently, that's about.
I was thinking like the Keys, maybe.
Yeah,
Bahamas.
like a beach with some sunshine.
Lots of sunshine.
Okay, I mean, I'll try. That sounds nice, actually.
Look, she's a good-looking girl. She's got a lot of skills. She's very personable and social, so she would probably excel as a barista or a cosmetologist down there.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? She'll be fine.
I think you should just let her.
Yeah.
You're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
At least it seems like she might still be in contact. And if things don't go well, we're always here for her. So.
Yeah,
There's always this shitty city I heard about south of Chicago called Gary. You heard about that? Supposedly the most dangerous human city in the country, which means at least it's not dangerous kindred-wise.
Well,
That I know of.
It's like the murder capital of the states.
I'm glad she's not going there then.
Okay, well,
There's always Madison. That was a joke. I'm sorry. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
why is that funny?
It's a dull long
You guys go to
story.
Madison every so often. Usually you
I
come
do
back.
not. Nope.
Nothing good
nope.
ever comes from Madison.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if nowhere's safe, wouldn't you think she's safer in a city that's like the murder capital of mortal?
Let's just say if she's hitting the bottle, she probably ain't thinking all that straight.
Yeah.
Let her do her thing. She's had time to think this over. She
It's
clearly
true.
doesn't want to
And
be
she
here
made,
anymore.
She made her choice. So.
And
I
if she
don't,
comes
man. I would have
back.
been. I don't know how people aren't excited when they find out.
Well, Grant, not everybody's as charming as you are and enamored by the idea of violence.
It's not the violence, good lord. It's the
Oh,
ability.
right.
to
It's
just-
Ava.
Okay. That's like 50% of it. But there's like, it could make everything better, right? Like, you don't have to worry about kicking the bucket now. You have these abilities that can help you like stay safe. Some of you can like,
Look at me.
okay, well,
You can, in fact, bite the bucket for
We
a
have to
second time.
listen.
We have to fight an internal struggle of hunger where we have to feed off of people like you all the time. And sometimes we accidentally get a little too hungry and kill them.
I came off heroin. I know that feeling. It's always there.
Yeah, it is
I'm
always there.
practiced. Look, I'm just saying. This
Are
is
we,
this
are we
isn't-
having this conversation?
Yeah, this is not the
again?
conversation. Poor Haley. I'm gonna go clean. Bye.
Look,
And he
Ollie,
Walks off.
do you want to like go out or something? Like we can go get a wood fire pizza or something.
You know what? There's always a lot of things to do, but I just want to be anywhere you guys are. You bring peace to my mind.
We bring peace to your mind.
We could go to the Painted Lady.
Yeah, you do.
I'm just trying.
I've always
to think
enjoyed your
of fun
company.
Painted lady trip.
things. I just think
Actually-
when I'm sad, I like to do fun things. Like
Um,
I'm not saying.
ruin Brett's night.
Is the phone still working? We didn't destroy the phones, right?
I don't think so.
phone.
What phones?
Well, I thought, the phone here in the bar. We
Oh,
have like
yeah,
a
yeah.
phone, right? Oh, wait. We don't have landlines anymore.
We also have. I haven't turned it on. I haven't even thought about turning it on. Or
The
it's
micro,
because it's not
the
been on.
walkie-talkie.
The
Yes.
walkie's not been on.
Yes, I would love to take a little peek at that.
Do you want to see what's going on there?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see if there's
We gotta get close enough, at least in range. These walkie-talkies generally have like a 1 to 5 mile range.
Yeah, I was about to say, is this like a military grade? So like about a 2 to 3 mile probably is the. What neighborhood are they in?
It's not far. You can get there in 20 minutes by foot.
How far is the Painted Lady from, say, that neighborhood?
Far, because the Painted Lady's further north.
Great. Okay, so it's north, and this is like
south.
west,
You're
right?
heading- you're heading close.
Southwest.
You're getting outside of Cam territory to go to where
All
the
right.
hunters are set up.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could take a trip, I guess. If we have, if we decide to go to the Painted Lady, I need to make a phone call.
Sure. Let's make the stop at the little hunter area, see if they are doing anything useful. And then we can.
Hey, Mathis,
Yeah.
the house that Hannah lives in with Eleanor, is that in the general neighborhood?
You know where it is. It's not far from the library. She doesn't live far from where she works.
Right, but I mean, like in the is that more south? Like, is that close to the?
No, it's in Cam territory. It's north.
It is north. Okay,
Because you guys are kind of like right on the border of Anarch territory, so.
Right, we're real far east. Okay. Well, I guess all we can do is take a ride. Maybe we can take the van, stay out of sight.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I should also maybe contact Frank. He might have some information about.
Yes.
Well, I was thinking he could at least give us the locations of all of the crimes that night, and we might be able to at least track the direction Hannah ran on a map.
That would be helpful. Yes.
Well, you know what? You and Ollie can drop me off at the police station. Never thought I'd say that. On your way, and then you and Ollie can go stake out and listen to some walkies.
Sure. That sounds like a plan.
Then I meet you at the Painted Lady.
Yes. Should we make sure that Thin Blood is not awake yet?
Right.
They were pretty close to waking up last we checked. Perhaps we make a quick check on that first.
A little knock on the door.
You would check, and she is looking much more healed. However, she is asleep.
Okay. Well, that's that then.
And we'll say, as the party kind of lays out their plans for the rest of the evening, we'll take our break right here, and we'll be back. And because we're at 5, so it's right about that same. I know we started later today by a lot because of tech difficulties, but let's take.
But it looks like everything's about to get real interesting.
Yeah, it's a good real place to like knock the break in. So let's take the break. We'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes. Everybody go get a drink, do whatever you gotta do, bathroom, bio, all that good stuff. And we will return to see how the rest of the evening for our coterie pans out. We'll see you in a minute.
Good. See y'all back.
I got this.
Perfect timing. I gotta go pee.
Hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We have returned. And don't worry, Dot is here as well. She's yelling at a cat, I think. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, I don't think I said it at the top of the episode, but since a bunch of people were filtering in through halfway through, if you want to catch this stuff and are curious about what's going on, if you're not fully caught up on the series, just head over to youtube.com/rollforit and you can watch seasons 1, 2, and season 3 all there for free, all right next to each other. You can follow the whole story, and you can do the prequel show if you want, which is just around the corner. There's 6 episodes using the COFD rule system because V5 wasn't even available to anyone at that point. Yeah, go check it out. It supports us as well. It supports Roll For It, who in junction with us are able to bring this show to you guys. So, big thank you to Roll For It, and go support them and go watch the show there if you have not seen it yet. All right, we have a busy second half of the show ahead of us. And so, as our camera reel begins to pick back up and we find ourselves back in the world of darkness, Chicago, a van is where we, the rumbling engine of a van is the very first thing we hear as our vision is street level, and we can see the headlights of the vans rolling toward us, and it rolls over us and past us as we can hear, it kind of just deafens us for a moment. But the camera sweeps and follows it, and just at the end of the block, we could see the van gently pull over. Who's driving the van? Okay, sure. I'm just curious. And where did you want to take? Were you hoping to catch Frank at? The police station or his home? Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, we are what? Hello, testing 1 2. Okay, mine's being picked up.
Hello?
All right, try again. Now yours. Oh, what the hell? Why is it all the way?
Hello?
I swear to God, I'm haunted. It had the bar, like, not all the way down, but so far down that it wasn't picking up your noise, and I don't know why it was doing that.
Well, it looks like maybe we're back now.
Yeah, you should be okay. So what we were saying is, where are you taking us? Frank's, the police station or Frank's home?
I think I'm going to go straight to Frank's house. That seems like a more likely, and we'll park around the corner kind of a thing. And that way we're not like seen out front and all that kind of stuff.
And he doesn't live out in like the suburbs or anything. You've been to his home before. It's somewhere kind of in between, not like the best looking area, a 1-story home with the tiniest little, you could call it a yard, if that, on the back with a concrete patio that takes up at least a quarter of it. And do you make it to the back door and just like knock on the back door? How do you approach Frank's house?
Has he given me like instruction for that kind of thing?
I imagine he has. I'm trying to, I feel like you've
probably
been here
would go to the back. Yeah, I think I'd go to the back door.
There's a sliding glass door with shades, like the long plastic ones that you have to twist to like sideways open and sideways shut. And you run over and they're like half shut. And you can actually see the flickering of a TV somewhere in a room beyond. And with a few quick raps, Dakota knocks on the glass door. You wait a few moments as 5 seconds pass and then 10 seconds pass. And before you see him, you see the blinders move gently and you see the barrel of a pistol peeking through. And as you look above it, you can see an eye as he looks through. And when he sees you, and I imagine you're making a face at him, like pointing a gun at you.
Yeah, I'm like, I point finger guns back.
He quickly brings the gun down. You hear chick, chick, and then another like chain lock undone as he slides the glass door open. You know, I had a feeling I might see you tonight. I'd really hoped I wasn't going to. Get in the fucking...
Oh, Frank, you didn't miss me.
Get in the goddamn house.
Okay. I'll take my hoodie down. He probably could see Dakota's
As soon as you pull the hoodie down, he's shutting the door behind you. He turns around, and as you turn to face him, he goes, so, holy fucking shit.
I know.
Sit on the couch.
Like
I got first aid. I got first aid.
Wait, if your first aid's not going to help me.
Sit the fuck. Listen to me. Sit the fuck down. Think about what you're going to say before you say it.
You too.
Remember who you're talking to, and I will get some fucking bandages or something. And he walks off.
I look around his apartment when he steps away. His house.
Yeah. Are you looking for anything in particular? Just kind of like looking how he lives?
I am. I'm looking for a couple things.
What are you looking for?
Are there police files here?
Okay.
How messy is it? How many alcohol bottles? Like, is he deep in the bottle again or not? And is his badge around?
Wits awareness then, because there's some easy things that you don't need to roll for, but for some that you need to roll for.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me see what you roll.
Incoming. Wits aware. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna rouse because guess what I can do?
Yeah, that's true. No,
Okay.
you do not get hungrier.
Of course I don't, but it says I did.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm gonna do a wits awareness with the extra 2. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a police badge out of this. I did it. So many things to click, y'all, on Roll20. Okay.
Yeah, you got 4 successes, and you have 2 failure dice that you could re-roll if you want to spend a willpower.
Nah,
but
it's 4's
Sure.
fine. 4 seems a bit.
as he walks
so-
off to a bathroom somewhere down the hall, and you can see the lights kind of turn on, but they're like really dim and old lights at this point. Quickly, we see Dakota, her eyes dart to the left and the right, her head turning just a little bit. And while there are beer bottles around, it doesn't look like he's been like drinking nonstop. They're not stacked in a way that they once have been in the past. As far as police files, yeah, you see some on the kitchen table. You see some in the living room where he was clearly sitting on the couch. There's some that fell on the floor in the hallway. There's like a manila envelope with some paper spilled out. They're kind of all over the place. And with 4 successes, you do see his badge over in the living room next to where he was sitting.
Now Dakota has to make a quick
A decision.
Is his badge or the files more interesting? I imagine the files he's looking at now are probably the most current.
Mhm.
So Dakota takes a quick, like, ekes the files open. I'll leave
So
the
you swing, you
badge.
kind of move from the kitchen into the living room, grab the files that he was that were like on the couch next to where he was sitting. Do you go through them, or do you like? Are you trying to like slip them in your jacket?
No. I don't try to take. I just want to do a quick thumper.
Oh, you're just looking quickly
do these
through?
seem to be the files for most recent, like what's happened
As
maybe
soon
in the
as you
last few
start
nights?
fingering through the files, you see a few crime scene photos of what might have been a human at some point, but just gore and blood and body parts. And as you flip
And
through a few more
yeah.
times, you start to realize he's going through his area that has a few deaths in it that are likely caused by a little Hannah.
I try to close it back and before he comes back because I don't want him to know I
Go
was
ahead.
snooping.
If you're actively trying to, you don't know if he'll notice or not, but feel free to make me a dex subterfuge check.
Yeah, okay. I might actually be able to make that check. Not my worst.
3 successes, and you do a pretty good job to your eye. It doesn't look much different at all. And you go back into the kitchen, and as you're sitting down, it's when you hear the light get turned off. His heavy, kind of semi-dragging steps in his white T-shirt with a ketchup stain on the left-hand side, and his boxer shorts. And he's holding in his left hand, you can see some gauze being held, and on the right, he's like spinning a bottle of pills, and he's just, expiration, yeah, these are still good. Are you hurting? And he just hucks you the
No.
bottle as he says that.
I
And
kind of catch it.
Yep, it's ibuprofen. And he walks over with bandages. Look, you look beat the shit out of. I understand there's a level of difference between you and I, but you can't walk around looking like that. You're gonna draw eyes.
I also can't walk around wrapped like a mummy, Frank.
And he just sighs and kind of lazily plops the gauze in your lap at that point.
And I take the pills and I shake them and I put them in my backpack. These I'm taking because you should not be mixing alcohol and pain medications.
He again kind of gives a heavy sigh. I'm not.
Well, now I can be sure of it.
Fantastic. That's not what I needed. That was the other one. Fantastic, he says. So he looks over to his counter. You're sitting in the only chair that's near the table. So he leans up against the counter, kind of pushing a dirty coffee cups out of the way so he has room to kind of like hoist himself up. You sought me out. What the fuck happened?
I don't know. I was coming to ask you.
Yeah, it seems like an extraordinarily violent individual was making their way across Chicago the other night. Nothing I've ever seen before. Looks like someone stuck dynamite in their stomach and exploded them all. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
I don't even buy dynamite.
So is that what you're here for then?
Well, I was hoping maybe you could provide me the locations of these particularly violent, explosive acts.
Listen, I'm happy to help, always have been. This has always been a give and take relationship, Dakota.
Yeah, you give shit and I take it.
You're funny.
I know.
Well, I'm not stupid. I said it last time. I'll say it again. Something's different in the department right now. Chicago is on edge for some reason. And I have a feeling it has something to do with not you specifically, but whatever you deal with. So,
and if I were to tell you the truth, are you going to believe me? Or are you just going to think it's a bunch of bullshit?
He kind of shoves himself off of the counter, silently plods his way into the living room, scooping up the files that you were looking at, and brings them back and drops them on your lap. Look through that.
Okay. And I begin to flip. I need locations. That's what Dakota's most interested in. It's kind of creating a trail.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So he's like, as you're looking through the photos, now, like I said, I've never been across anything like this in my time in the force, and neither of my boys. But this, if it's not a serial exploder killer who killed, I don't know, ballpark 10 people the other night, then I need something to go on here, because my higher-ups need answers before the public starts fucking rioting.
What if I told you, you and your force should take the night off on a full moon moving forward?
He closes his eyes and just takes a very slow, deep breath. Exhales, reaches into his back pocket and pulls a bent cigarette before throwing it into his mouth. Why, Dakota? And he takes a hit and a drag off of the cigarette.
Oh, God, Frank.
Listen, you can't hide this shit from me. Not anymore. Even if it's something I can't fucking deal with. I need to find a way to...
Before your blood pressure rises, have a seat.
He plops his ass back up on the counter.
Okay. If this city can be, say, infested with my kind, it can obviously be infested with other kind. Like, say, what do you mortals call them? Werewolves?
Mortals? I don't think I've heard you use that name.
Would you prefer me to call you kind?
How about just fucking human would work?
Okay, fine. Humans have stories about my type and about others, fairy tales, fantasies, lore.
Yeah, I've tried to do some research on it, and needless to say, it's goddamn impossible to figure any of that shit out.
But I imagine you've come across stories of werewolves.
Oh, God. Fucking damn it, Dakota. Don't you fucking say this.
I told you weren't ready for it, but oh no, you needed to light a cigarette and have the truth, so here I am serving it up on a silver fucking
You're telling me a
platters.
fucking werewolf ran through the city and murdered 10 innocent civilians?
I'm telling you that there's a pack of them. They live in an area called Berwyn.
Yeah, I know.
And they have been making random attacks against my kind in the city for many, many nights.
What the fuck is this shit? It's like a Hollywood movie. Are you kidding me?
No, Frank, I'm serious. Do I look like I am kidding?
No.
Okay, no, this isn't a joke. You wanted the truth? Here it is.
How in the fuck am I gonna deal with that?
You're not. You're gonna take the next full moon off.
Yeah, well, and he gestures to the file that he dropped on your lap. I got a bit of a heavy load of cases to deal with right now that I am prioritizing for obvious reasons. I need to come up with something.
Come up with something. What
Like I
can I
said,
give you?
even if my higher-ups buy it, the families of these people ain't. And I don't need those fuckers in the street rioting and protesting my goddamn job I'm trying to do the goddamn best at.
Look, my suggestion is you come up with some story about a crazy serial killer here in Chicago. You put it in the press and you encourage the humans to stay off the streets at night. That's what I suggest. Until I find a better, I don't know, fall guy to actually physically give you.
You said your kind can like look in people's eyes and demand them to do things, right?
Some of us.
Get a criminal, low-life criminal. I don't give a shit. I need somebody that I can arrest. I need a body. I need a face. Convince his ass that he did it. I don't give a shit how you do it. I don't want to know how you do it. But if you can get me somebody to take the goddamn fall, this will be a lot easier, and I can put all of this shit behind me.
Okay. I'll do you a solid. I'll find a fall guy for it. Until then,
He nods.
my suggestion is that you put it out as a serial killer and keep people off the streets.
He nods along and takes another long drag. No, that's a good plan. I don't have a ton of time. I'm going to need it in a couple weeks at least, some sort of progress. I'll stagger out the news that maybe it was a serial killer. We'll confirm it within a week, and then if I could have somebody in my hands in 2 weeks, it'll put the families at ease, and if he believes he fucking did it, it's all the better. Sugar on top. But if he doesn't, serial killers deny shit all the fucking time.
The victims, they have anything in common?
On a quick look through the files? No.
Maybe an area?
I can give you time of death. Maybe that'll give you is that what you're looking for? Zone.
Yeah, I need a general. You know what? Can I take these?
He shakes his head. Can you come back tomorrow? I'll photocopy them in the office.
You can't photocopy them right now.
I don't have a fucking photocopier in my apartment.
You're a police officer. Don't you have like fancy tech and stuff?
Listen, when I get out of the station, the last thing I want to do is be back is work at home.
Okay, I get it. Except you bring it with you. That being said, I'll figure it out. Yes, I will return for photocopies. Until then,
Dakota takes out like a Sharpie or something from her bag and begins writing locations and times on her forearm. Because I don't sweat.
You're absolutely able to do that. He just watches. He doesn't say anything.
I put it all down because I need to do this kind of preliminary work, and then I pull my hoodie sleeve back down to kind of hide it for now. Actually, you know what? I have a book with me. I keep a journal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's actually, I'll pull the journal out and write the locations and hand him back the files.
As you're writing it down, there's a few moments of silence before he just kind of chimes in. Have you been keeping yourself safe from the shit I told you about?
what shit?
Chicago. It's like I said, the department. It's different. Things are moving differently. I don't understand it. I worry for you because you told me it had something to do with. I have a feeling it has something to do with you and what you were doing over the past couple of years. And kid, I don't want to see you go down the wrong path. I mean, more wrong than you already have.
Well, as much as I really appreciate these judgmental talks,
It is not meant to be judgmental, Dakota. I worry about you. That's all.
And okay, you know what? We'll come back to that. Your police department. Where there are monsters, there are also monster
hunters.
Oh, Frank, you're such a smart guy. Exactly. You want to know what's happening in your police department? An organized group, they're called the SI, tend to move into cities with extreme monster activity.
Are they like Espanol, like C?
No, they are not.
It's not. So what is SI? Could you elaborate, please?
It stands for
Second Inquisition.
That's what I thought. Second Inquisition.
They call themselves the Second Inquisition. It's real old school and kind of dumb. It's better as SI. So they've been around a hot minute, and they live by a code, and that code is to destroy anything that's not human.
Are you telling me they're in my department?
I'm telling you that the SI has probably been in your department longer than you know. They're just more active now because the city is more active now.
Right. So why is the city more active, Dakota? What's happening?
Oh, okay.
Listen.
If I tell you everything, it puts you in some danger. So I'm going to try to tell you what I can tell you without...
Maybe don't. Don't.
Okay.
You're involved.
How about this? When the military moves into an area, it's not because things are peaceful. More importantly, it's not because the bad guy is small. So if these SI are moving in to hunt monsters, and now they're making themselves bigger and more known than before, you can imagine there is a bigger and better monster that has arisen.
And where do you fit in all this, Dakota?
I'm just trying to bring light to a very shadowy city.
I've been trying to do that for 20 fucking years.
Well, without me and mine's help, you're not going to be able to do it.
It sounds like whatever it is you and yours are doing is beyond me.
Probably. Not that I question your capabilities or your intelligence, but like I said, sometimes being ignorant is actually the safest thing.
What about you? Are you safe?
As I could be.
It's not the most persuasive answer.
I do what I have to do, Frank.
We all
If
do.
I was worried about my safety, I would have left the city a long time ago.
There's always time.
Not for Dakota Rain. I got stake in this here concrete jungle.
He takes the last drag of what little of his cigarette's left before he pats it out on a nearby plate. Yeah, well, I've grown to like you, kid, all right? So just look out for yourself.
I always do. You should see the other guy.
Yeah. I just don't want to, I don't want to fail you too, you know?
Frank, you've never failed me.
You don't have to lie to me. I failed a lot of people, including you, many times, but...
Well, technically, I'm not a people, and I wouldn't have said it if I didn't mean it.
Listen,
Because
you know I don't talk to my wife and my son anymore, all right? You're pretty much the only family I kind of got, as weird and fucked up as it's turned into. I don't want to lose you too. So, if I can do
Frank,
anything to get you out of the situation, you got my number, and you got my fucking address. Just look out
About
for
this.
yourself.
maybe it's time you start looking internally, Frank, at your office.
I can only
As much
do
as I hate to say it, the SI is probably the greatest enemy that I have. And more importantly, if I had an in-man, it would be a lot easier to use the SI to hunt the right monsters in town.
Yeah. Well, you know how cops are. And I was never one to play the whole family of blue bloods kind of game.
I
they play.
understand.
And if you're telling me that they've been infiltrated, which I have no reason to believe or disbelieve, yeah, I don't know if they're going to be willing to talk to me too much. Listen, I got the beat job I got because I was too busy ratting out cops that were doing bad shit. The fact that I'm here is, like I said, thanks to you. So, I don't know if I can rattle that tree. However, it doesn't mean I'm not gonna.
You have to be careful.
If I lose my job, I can move into the private inspector scene.
Don't worry about it. I'll take care of you, Frank. But that being said, I do have one thing you can look into. Maybe it'll point you in a good direction. There's a company. They move weapons in and out of the city. They're a private company, and they tend to outfit the SI.
Federally funded sounds dangerous, but what's their name?
Mathis Eagle.
Eagle Firearms. Yep.
Eagle Firearms. Have you ever heard of them?
Of course, they've one of the biggest merchandisers of fucking firearms out there.
And let me guess, they outfit our local city department.
There's that moment of like he takes a breath as he's writing something in. Yeah, you're certainly right. They certainly fucking do. And if you're telling me they're also moving things underground, that wouldn't surprise me a bit. But now it's all... I'm starting to feel like a conspiracy theorist.
Well, Frank, you're not far from the truth.
So if Eagle Firearms is funding our firearms, are you telling me they're in tow with these government hunting people?
Yes. In fact, I have theories, but I was hoping you'd find more information. They're the place to start.
All this time, he's quietly writing things down, kind of frantically with a furrowed brow.
Did you know about that pawn shop?
He writes some stuff down before he looks up. Yeah, what about it?
Well, I was just thinking, she tends to sell some things on the side, not illegally, I'd imagine, but might have some information to get you started.
All right, I'll swing by.
Yeah. Just make sure to, be real nice and tuck your shirt in.
He gives like a chuckle, but there's no smile when he does it. It's just like that breathy as he finishes writing what little he has left on a random piece of paper that he had laying around. Well, this wasn't what I was fucking expecting tonight, Dakota, but
No, I'm sure you wanted to lay in bed in your underwear and watch Jeopardy, but this was way more interesting. And I'm sorry about your wife and kid.
oh fuck, that was well before you, kid.
Wait. I'm sorry about your wife and kid. But if there's one thing that I have learned, is that it's not ever too late for family. Sometimes we gotta make it ourselves.
Yeah.
And you're not too old to start over. I mean, look at you, lost a little weight, you're not drinking as much. Your breath still smells like shit.
He shakes his head in just kind of like this, I can't believe you're even saying this shit to me kind of way. And when he's done, yeah, I tell myself that every so often. I hope I get to cross their path again someday. And all the good I've done can undo all the bad I did. But for now, I've got a lot of work ahead of me, I feel like.
Look, I got red in my ledger too, okay? But, you could try to do some good. Look, it took me a second life to find real family.
Hang on. And he like puts his finger up as though he suddenly realizes something. He hops off the counter, completely ignoring whatever it is you were saying, and turns down the hall and moves into
Pouring
the bathroom.
my heart out, no big deal, Frank.
Dakota is doing that. He then, after just a few moments of rifling around, he actually walks out with just like a bundle of papers, not in a manila folder, just kind of loose-leafed and in his hand. I got tip-off on some gang activity recently. What do you know about the Irish? Are you often messing with them? I don't feel like I hear any kind of weird shit come up with them, so I feel like the answer is no, but I'm going to ask. And when he finishes that, he just drops them on your lap.
Gang activity. What kind of gang activity?
Oh, less than anything suspicious. No big moves on anything, but a huge shipment of firearms recently arrived. We haven't been able to identify what they are, but... And he taps his temple for a minute. If what you say is true, there's a better than zero chance that it could be Eagle Firearms giving them money. Or perhaps just giving them supplies.
The supplies. Are they moving them in by road or by water?
He shakes his head. By road, as far as I understand.
Do you know where they're coming in at?
We're still trying to look into that. This is new, fell on my table 2 days ago, and I've been neck deep in... And he gestures at the papers of the dismembered bodies everywhere for the past 24 or 48 hours at this point. But they got them. I'm not sure if they're Eagle Springs. I'm not sure if they're Eagle's firearms or not. But if they are, it would make sense. And, well, it would ramp up tensions amongst the gangs, certainly. But I don't know why that matters. Something maybe I thought you might be interested to know.
This is really super duper helpful. Possibly killing two birds with one stone. When you make those photocopies,
yeah, I'll get you these too. And if anything else pops up, I'll grab you a copy.
Does Frank have a VCR? Like how old school is his tech in here? Is it like a DVD player? What is he?
It's a DVD player. It's not a VHS. It's like an old school. It's a quote unquote HD TV. But what I mean by that is it's like the 720p. It can upscale to like 900i, and it was like thick flat screen. It's super old.
I have a really obscure question. Do you know what the fuck a Ghostbuster is?
You mean like the movie?
Supposedly.
Yeah, there's two of them. Well, no, there's a bunch now, but you talking like the new ones or the old ones?
I didn't know there were either. Do you have like a DVD?
Oh yeah, I got the 2-pack. Hang on. And he scrambles out real quick into the living room, and
he's got the 2-pack.
He runs out, and there's a box. He just kind of pops open, like not a box, a tub, like a plastic tub. He cracks open, and he just kind of moves a bunch of DVDs that are just kind of piled on top of each other until eventually he does pull out like an old cardboard box. You can see there's like a what do you call it? the proton blaster line that goes diagonally across the cover, and on the top corner you got Ghostbusters 1, and on the bottom corner you got the Ghost doing 2, and he just kind of waddles himself over. The box has seen better. It's like bent in a bunch of different places.
Of course.
But he hands it to you. I think it's
Okay.
one of them double-sided DVDs, so it should all be on the same disc.
All right. Okay. I will return this when you give me the photocopies.
He smiles and just nods.
Okay. I should ask if you are okay.
As good as I can be with, the workload I just got.
Right. Sorry about that. I mean, it's kind of your job.
I guess. And find me somebody, please.
Don't worry. I'll find you somebody. I might even get to do you one better. It would sure be bad news bears if it was an Irish serial killer.
He chews on that for a minute, but then just kind of smirks. All right, well.
I'll be back for those photocopies.
Yeah, I was going to say, get the fuck out. I don't need my neighbors thinking I have some kid
Yeah.
over.
Oh my God. Some kid. Okay, well, fuck you too. I'll see you on the flip side.
He goes to respond, but Dakota at that point just walks out the front door and slides it shut on him. Rather, not the front door, the back sliding door, and leaves. Then as you hop back out, eventually rounding the block, I'm assuming the van just kind of does a few rounds while you wait. And there's Dakota. You slow down, the side door rolls open. We see Dakota hop in before the engine roars, and we speed off to the next visit. South, outside of the Camarilla territory, to the Witch of the Yards, correct? That's where we're heading next?
Yeah.
The drive is quiet, uneventful. No rampaging werewolves come crashing across your road. No kindred try to stop you. No police try to pull you over. And after about 45 minutes to an hour, you arrive just outside where you can see the junk all piled up and the different large machinery moving around. The Yards is here. Who's going? Obviously, Ollie's going, but beyond Ollie, is anybody else going to go?
This is about Hannah, so Dakota will go with you unless you make it. No, you don't want, help.
Anybody's welcome to come. It's probably going to be a little weird.
I'll wait in the car. You can go ahead.
Well, come on, kid. Let's try to knock this out.
I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, don't lose these DVDs. I have to return them.
Sure. Do we even have a DVD player?
We need a DVD player?
Yeah.
Okay, we can get it.
It's a pawn shop. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get one.
So Ollie hops out the car with Ava in tow. And as you...
Dakota.
Oh, sorry. I thought it's my bad. I switched who was going. Dakota in tow. You're making your way over to the front. As you pass by and kind of fully enter the scrapyard, it takes a few minutes, but eventually the notable jingle of cans and greeting by a crazed-looking individual with stuck-up hair, a middle-aged man. He looks up, smells the air a little bit, and he just nods, doesn't even say anything. And as he gestures behind him, when you look behind him, there's the orange glow of the familiar fire that certainly wasn't there before. You round the corner, and on one of the big hunks of just shit, there she sits, as she always does. She looks up to see both of you wander in.
I'll walk over slowly and take a seat by the fire.
She smiles with big toothy grin when you do. And Dakota, what about you?
I mean, yes, I follow Ollie. This is not Dakota's usual. She's always let Ollie handle Witch of the Yards activities. So,
with a big
pat near. Come on, Papa Squat, kid.
Oh, okay.
Dakota sits down, and once she does, you look over, and the witch is just grinning at you and says, I didn't expect to see you today.
Yeah, wild how things happen, right? I am assuming that the thing that I dropped off last time, the thorns and the leaves, those made it to you?
I haven't looked at them yet.
Gotcha. Well, they're sort of like that leaf. You remember the leaf with the black veins?
Interesting.
Except this didn't come off of a place. This came off of a person.
Is it saying the death brings life?
I think it's something different. I think it's healing.
Well, and she just holds her hands out eagerly. Give me
I gave him to your guy to give to you.
the teeth. Is that what you're talking about?
He's talking about the autumn's leaves and
Oh,
thorns in her
yeah.
hair.
No. She said she has them. She hasn't looked at them yet. That's all. Busy. No time yet.
But I have something else. This is different. I keep bringing you weird stuff, and this is a little bit more of that, but it might end up being more of a possible favor if possible. I'm not sure yet.
Confusing. Just give it to me.
I hand her over. It's a Ziploc baggie that's filled with teeth and like crusted coagulants of blood.
And our camera is heavily zoomed in on this baggie. We can see your fingers in the bag, and that's it. Everything through it is kind of blurred out of focus. And as you drop it into her hand and it falls, just before it touches her hand, she snaps her hand back, and we watch the teeth hit the ground. No. Out. Get out. No. I do not want that here. It will draw them.
Yeah, I can take it away. I can take it away.
Take it now.
This I will. This comes from a little girl.
It comes from them. A moonwalker, a wolf.
Yeah, and I didn't know if it was possible to help them. You know, when we go crazy, when the blood calls to us, right? Is there a way that maybe it can help them retain who they are?
I refuse to try.
Okay.
There is no peace with them. Temporary only. They were created to kill us.
Who can help us? Who will?
No one in their right mind. And she giggles.
Do you know anybody not in their right mind?
The Tremere.
Yeah, I got a contact at the Chantry.
Hold it.
I just wanted to try.
You
I didn't know
walk
where this.
with a target in your pocket. It is dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruffle your feathers. Well, short trip then. You might want to look to those leaves and thorns before they break or decay.
When I can. Don't die. You
We've
cannot
already
win.
done that once.
You cannot win.
Not everything's about winning or losing.
With them it is.
I'm not them.
Exactly.
Well, sorry again.
She kind of leans back and her vision goes from you and back to the fire and begins to blankly stare.
Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. And I had to venture a shot, you know? Thanks for your time.
She shakes her head. Not win or lose. Life or death. It is a binary decision with them.
What if I give you something in return?
Return for what?
Helping us?
You do not understand. You hold something that doesn't belong to you. It'll anger them. They know we can do things with things that aren't ours. The blood magic. If they ever find out you carry pieces of them with you, they will tear your head off and devour your blood for fun. They will destroy anything you know. They will kill everybody that you've touched. You don't mess with the lupine. You don't. They'll kill you.
I am a walking image that we are not messing with them. They have messed with us.
At that, she looks to your wounds. Then you were lucky to walk away.
You know, somebody said that to me the first time I met a lupine and said I wouldn't be as lucky the second.
Shakes her head.
Ollie stands.
Dakota follows Ollie.
Huh. Like I said, sometimes you win, sometimes you'll lose. And she's weird.
No. She's just safe. Just trying to protect what is her own. I can't blame her for that. It's technically just what I'm doing. But I appreciate you trying, Ollie.
As you walk around the corner, the orange glow from behind you vanishes.
I got one other angle that I could work on.
I have an idea.
Eventually,
I'm all ears.
I have an idea.
What's up?
She said that these items that we carry will draw them, right?
Yeah.
I have a thought. What if we take this and we plant it on Rose's club? I know the perfect air vent and shitty bathroom it belongs in.
It's probably not a horrible call, but were we intending on maybe claiming that spot? I mean, if the lupine go in, are they just gotta demolish the place?
Sure, but sometimes you gotta build from the ground up, you know? At least it'll be clean of the shadow.
Yeah, maybe.
And you know what? If we don't get to claim the club, it's not as big loss. It wasn't really ours to begin with. I'm way more interested in seeing it cleared out.
Yeah, but how do we keep Ava away from the club?
We tell Ava to stay the fuck away from the club.
Oh, come on now. When has that ever worked?
Well, now that she's about to become besties with Bella, I suspect she'll be at Rose's club a lot less.
That's a good point.
Keep her in the ivory tower, off the streets, though that seems to be hard. And we know Bella won't leave, so if she's stuck by Bella's side, they'll at least be locked in the most safe location for Kindred. Set Rose up for failure. If the SI won't do it, the Lupine will.
All right, so when do you want to drop it off? If it's as bad as what she thinks, it's just bad enough carrying it around regardless.
I agree. I thought maybe on our way to check on Miss Walkie, I'll just make a quick little, stick it right in her air vent, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, come on, let's bang it out right now then.
Mathis, in this junkyard, does there seem to be like I need something that's airtight, like an old cooler, something that will help lock the smell for a while, like something that's gonna
give me a wits investigation. You'll find one. It'll just kind of dictate how long it takes you to find one.
Okay, cool. Dakota's just gonna try. If we're I don't want Holly walking around with this in his pocket. Okay. Yeah, I'll just roll a basic wits awareness.
It'll take you a little longer. We'll say it takes you, you could be back at the van in about 5 minutes. It takes you about 30 minutes to find a cooler that is what you would consider usable for what you're thinking of.
For chat, I only got a 1, everybody.
Yeah, so 1 success, sorry. Yeah, so you do find one. It just takes you a little longer than you had hoped.
Okay. Well, I come back with this dingy ass like Coleman cooler from like the 80s probably or something out of this junkyard to put these items in to help keep the smell condensed for a while.
You return to the van. Ava's sitting there with it running, waiting. And I assume you all hop in. Does Ava just ask? Like, I'm assuming Ava's like, how'd it go?
How'd it go?
Yeah. But
Clearly not great.
Not great. Not
You know
great.
what? I'm not going to say it went bad. We walked out alive, and she basically told us to fuck off. It seems that we're the only stupid enough kindred in this city that want to fuck with the lupine. But I had an idea that I really think you're going to like. But it means you're going to have to stay out of Rose's club.
I was planning on staying out of Rose's club.
Good. What if we use that air vent to say, I don't know, house these werewolf items? Put the stench in the air.
Not a bad idea.
They're small, they're easy to hide, but the Witch of the Yard made it seem like carrying them around is like a beacon for them.
Then we should definitely get rid of it, yes.
That's the cooler.
Okay, we can do that. Should we do it now?
Yeah, we should probably get rid of this now.
Or we could... Yeah, you know what? No. I was going to say, if we could do it during the day and we could have Nelson plant it there.
Wasn't
But-
Nelson supposed to do something at the club anyways?
He was
He's
supposed to.
Sneak in and assassinate them or something?
He was supposed to burn it to the ground.
Yeah, he's supposed to burn the club to the ground. That's what he's off doing.
You know
right
what?
now.
It sounds to me like we have a plan A, B, and C. A is the SI, B is the lupine, and I'm gonna have to give C to Nelson. No offense.
No, that's fair. I would rather him not get too involved. So,
maybe we just put out a little note to Nelson that's like, hold off on the assassination attempt.
yeah. But yes, we should probably deliver that now because I don't want to hold on to that thing if it's going to mean Lupine are attracted to us. Let's drop it off. I can also I will request one thing though at the club. I just want to get my little pet. The one that I fed off of.
What?
There was one at the club.
You're going to potentially soil this mission because you want your pet from the front door. You know what? How about this, Ava? I'll make you a deal. He survives whatever the fuck comes round to her club. You can keep him.
Fine. That's a deal I'm willing to make. Let's do it.
This Ollie's sitting there, kind of taking all this in.
Ollie's got the most dumbfounded look on his face, like,
there was a man at the club, and I did my thing where they come back all the time, and I just want to take somebody from Rose's club. That's all.
you're about to not have anything left of the club. It's about to be a battleground.
You're
It's either
right.
going to be on fire or it's going to be in ribbons. Like, what's going to be? You want to pack him up in in this Coleman cooler because that might be all that's left.
Like I said, if he survives, you can keep him.
Fine. All right. Fine.
If he doesn't survive, well, you know what,
It's just a
Ava? You got
little-
enough pets.
Yes. It's just a little memento that I can keep from
Look.
her club.
Ava, I will sweep up Rose's fucking ashes and press them into a gem for you to wear on a crown.
That's
okay?
a great idea. That's
Okay.
a great idea.
Perfect. Then I can promise you that much. I don't give a fuck about the guy at the door.
I happen to know a guy who could probably take the ashes and resin them into a toilet seat if you're interested.
Yeah, then you can piss on her every day.
But we don't use the restroom anymore, but that is a great idea.
Sounds like
Grant
a good
does.
reason to rouse your blood.
It's
Yeah,
true.
Grant. And you know Grant can't hit the toilet. I mean, only the seat, so.
Okay. I'm in. You know what? You both have sold me. So
Okay.
Math is
He has great aim.
that looked like a straight up as if we had attacked you personally.
Grant is very clean in the bathroom, all right?
Well, somebody's been peeing on the seat.
With that, are we diverting plans in any way? Are we heading to
I think it's just a drop off at the club.
Yeah, so
Drop
I
off
think
at the club.
I think I'll let them park at the rack, right? Somewhere where our van won't be seen, and the Dakota will take the back alleys down because that vent came out in the back.
Okay, so
right,
you're
that went
heading
into the bathroom.
You have because right now you're at the back of the back of the yards, which is the absolute south you can get on the map.
South,
and now
yeah.
you're going basically as far north as you can get. That's fine.
But that's where we're headed anyways, right? For the SI, yeah.
So you just want to go there first instead of the SI thing, which is fine. The ride is long. It's about 2 hours probably with traffic, especially the somewhat early in the night as the nightlife is still kicking alive. Composure resolve check Ava only.
Ooh, okay.
You know, with all this driving around, we may not make it to the painted lady.
You're going to be spending a lot of time moving right now.
Ooh.
Okay.
Can I'll use willpower to
You can.
re-roll.
Unfortunate
Zero
roll
successes.
of 0 successes. Yeah.
Okay, that's
To
not
one.
great.
1 success. You don't feel it coming. You aren't able to navigate it or direct it in any particular fashion. In fact, mid-conversation, as you're discussing perhaps not having enough time to head to the club, Ava goes utterly silent.
Oh no.
Her
Here we go.
eyes are staring forward, and if anybody looks back, I imagine Dakota would because she's not driving. You watch as her eyes are slowly but surely consumed by darkness.
Here we go again.
Molly, we have a problem.
Yeah, it's going on. I'm kind of focusing on the road right now.
Yeah, maybe just peer in the, window into a mirror to the back. Ava's got that look.
It's as you're passing through the lower west side that it happens,
Shit.
close to Chinatown.
Pull off the road.
Are you heading anywhere in particular, or are you just like pulling over?
Just pulling over, throwing on the hazards.
Okay, so Ollie reactively throw the hazards on and pulls over in a parking spot that he finds relatively quickly. Is there anything you do, or you just kind of like wait now? Like you pull over and park.
There's one thing we've never tried.
Oh no.
I
Okay,
just
I
rear
like
back
how that starts.
and slap Ava.
Okay, like
Just-
with like
just
a
rear
strength
back
roll,
and just-
or just like I'm
like,
slapping hard.
I don't want to take her head off.
No, I'm not
just like
saying
a
you're gonna.
solid,
but like-
a solid bitch slap. That's like wake up.
Are you doing superficial damage?
Possibly.
Roll me strength brawl.
Okay. Possibly.
That's what I'm looking for. Like, are you swinging with intent to harm?
We
Not
do
to
know
kill,
that the
not to
last time
kill.
that we shot her, it worked.
Yeah, Zach shot her.
Zach shot her and came back, and Dakota learned about that. So maybe I'll do something a little less permanent.
Well, hit her. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. I'm gonna no karate hits. This is just a
Straight up slap.
straight up sister slap. It's like knock her out of it.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Holy shit! Look at all those
Holy
fails.
shit! You
Wow.
roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dice, and they were all failure.
Wow.
Oh my god!
Sybil
will-
wants this.
I will no. Fuck Sybil. I'm always here to mess her day up. I am gonna spend a willpower and I'm gonna reroll 3. Why not? It
Yeah,
would be
do
worth
what you
the
want.
3 at least. This is important. I gotta see if I can knock Ava out of this before bad
Oh
things
my
happen.
god.
No, 1. I got
Only
one
one.
success.
Should I ping Josh
Oh god.
just quickly?
You'd be like, what the
You free?
fuck?
Let's see what he says, because I don't need him here for it, but it would also make sense to have him here, but it's not a big deal. So you add 1 success, so you will take 1 superficial damage, Ava, which automatically heals next round. So you crack her. Like one superficial damage is still like a lot. Even with all of the failures, you hear a solid slap that just is like, those slapping fights that we have now, people like to watch.
I
Kinda
call
like
that the Bond slap.
Yeah.
If it sounds like James Bond smacked you on the ass, that's
Yep.
the sound that
Bam,
I imagine.
Bam. And her head doesn't move.
Okay, Ollie,
was I
that's
supposed
all I
to-
had. That's all I got.
What, you want me to do it next? I don't know if that's going to work out.
No, I don't think hitting Ava anymore is a good idea.
Let's take a quick 5-minute break as Josh is free.
Of course he is.
Oh my god.
And we'll have a surprise Saito moment because you all filled that damn Saito bar. And this is the perfect moment for it to happen. I'm just going to get him on the call and we'll make it work. Just
We'll
give
be
me
right
1
back.
second. 1 second. We'll be right back.
Oh my god.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being so very patient. As you can see, we've earned a new guest for now. There we go. Where'd you come from, Josh? What the heck? Okay, you're muted. My bad. Well, you're scared. Is that what you said?
I'm scared. Where
You're
did I
scared.
come
No, yeah,
from? I just kind of appeared here.
You appeared as though you were summoned by people who desperately want to fuck up our coteries' lives. So you just enjoy, sit tight, don't stress.
Okay.
Oh God.
Ollie and Dakota, you pull over, you hear the deafening slap of Dakota's palm cracking against her chin, and Ava's head barely moves. Her eyes are now fully encompassed, and you watch as very, very slowly, tiny little black veins begin to crawl out the sides of her eyes. Do Ollie and Dakota do anything else?
Well, that's all I had. And this is usually the part where shit goes bad, Shadow shows up, and Sybil makes herself known to tell me just how much she despises me. So,
You want me to drive on? I can get us further away.
I mean, I don't know I just say you keep driving.
All right.
I mean,
then.
this is just old hat at this point, right? Like, what are we gonna do with Ava? Leave her on the side of the road?
Yeah. Then I guess I keep driving then.
The van engine roars back up. You merge into traffic, and off you go, continuing toward your originally intended target.
Yes.
Okay. And we see the van pull out and pull away and grow further and further. And as it gets further from us, so too does our screen get darker and darker. Ava, in a blink, the world vanished. It wasn't as normal of a transition as you're so used to. The disappearance of sound, the muting of the vagueness of vision, until eventually you're pulled into whatever vision is bringing itself to the forefront of your mind. This time it was a blink, and you're surrounded by nothingness. The absence of all. You take a step, and it doesn't feel like there's anything under your feet. You're not sure if you're flying, but you can't even tell if you're moving up or down, left or right. There's no physical indicators, no breeze. Does Ava wander at all? Or does she, she's, I would call it old hat a little bit at this?
Yeah, she's done this before, and I think, yes, she would try to wander a bit forward.
You wander for a while. And do you remember the last conversation you had with Sybil?
Yes, I remember
And
the
do you
things
remember-
she offered me.
And what is it that Ava said to her?
I don't think I said anything to her. I just said I was going to make the right choice. I told Saito that.
Sure. Is that what you said to Sybil, though?
She was there. She heard it. I don't remember if I said anything specific to Sybil. But she heard that.
It is her voice you hear, and nothing else. No form or shadow. Just an echoing voice that surrounds you on all sides. My dear Ava. This fills the room, whatever room, fills the area that you're in. After those words are spoken, ahead of you, just 20 or 30 feet away, as though she stepped from the darkness itself, the most difficult to see silhouette, with slightly wild hair and subtle, deep red eyes. It doesn't approach any further. It simply makes itself known. Ava, for the very first time, I need you to make me a roll of resolve, composure, please. Let me bring up the destiny.
Oh boy.
1. Would you like to
One.
re-roll 2 of those?
I will spend a willpower to reroll 2.
Okay. You only have 1. There was only one other time you felt fear
Oh no.
like this. When you were surrounded in an entirely sealed room of brick, where a coffin lay suspended in the air.
Mhm.
In this moment, as you see her, all you want to do is get away. But you feel frozen in place. Due to where you are and the nature of this, you don't need to make a fear frenzy roll. But being in this silhouette's presence is like being in the presence of an unknowable entity. You feel as though she is capable of squashing you if she chose. She lets the silence linger. Unsure if she's waiting for you to speak or not. I'm curious what Ava does. You are not unable to speak, but you have, this fight or flight, and then there's freeze. You've kind of got freeze happening.
Yeah. If we were if we could breathe, there would be that moment of feeling like you can't breathe, the anxiety, the panic. Ava kind of just reaches instinctively for her chest in the moment to kind of keep her composure, but it is very difficult, and I don't think she speaks at all.
As you move your hand to your chest, it's as though that's what causes her to react.
You feel a deep fear. One of the only drawbacks of not being La Sombra as you were meant to be.
What do you mean?
The time draws near, Ava. My offer to be my Otai runs short. Understand, I do not need you. All things will play out as foretold aeons ago, with or without your cooperation. But you, I see so much of myself in a successor deserving of the power.
You say the time draws near.
Do you not feel it? In the blood that runs through the city. Even kindred who pretend that nothing exists beyond their eyes feel the uneasiness of their beast. And I will bring to them a paradise. And you have the opportunity to take what my desire never offered me. The rightful place, my successor. The one who will take it all when I depart. A seer. One that hasn't been born in thousands of years. And you, Ava Heloise, through your technology, were able to channel that gift in photographic form. You were always meant to take my place. But I will sit there for an eternity if it means you won't sit beside me willingly.
If I am to take this, how do I?
You do what you are asked to do. You cease your foolish running around. I don't know what you're doing, Miss Heloise, but I'm not young enough to put my trust in you fully. There will come a time I'm going to ask to take you away from your coterie and those you love and know, and you will need to say yes in that moment.
You were speaking first, so please.
You say you don't need me. You said you didn't need Bella. If it is not myself or Bella, then who?
It matters not who, Ava Heloise. My offer is beyond what is going to take place and to rectify the mistakes of those who came before me. to rule.
And if there's a silent pause when she says that, just for a moment.
To rule and have a successor deserving of the seat. And to not abandon them. And bring this world to heal. Our heal. And when you come and you accept, he will wait. He will be there.
And as she says that, stepping almost through her or near her, Saito. Again, time, an eternity, an instant. You saw Ava, so for you told her something, things you discovered. You think you told her about the sire and what you think, but now there was pain, moments where you thought you were free and truly dead. And now you're here, surrounded by nothing. You feel her presence behind you, Sybil's. And as you look over your shoulder, you see nothing. You know she's here. And across the way, not far, is the one you always lay eyes on, no matter when you're yanked from this torture. Ava Heloise. And Ava, she's still there. You can see her. And in front of her, with her hand on his shoulder, though he feels none of that,
Get the fuck up, my man.
stands Saito. I'm imagine looking visibly confused. You're aware you're dead and all that. And it's every time you're pulled back out to a vision or what have you, the last one that you had is a kind of a blur. It feels, you know what happened. You think you know what was talked about, but it's hard to grab onto details.
Yeah, he looks visibly confused, but he puts on a smile when he sees Ava.
The veil between life and death will be shattered, Miss Heloise. And the ones you love can return to your side. You and Saito. Together for an eternity. In a world where the sun never rises. And those who deserve justice get their due course.
And Saito, you can hear this, though it is much more muddled for you. You understand what she's saying, but it feels like through thick water. For Ava, it is clear as day. But you both feel this surge of anger. Just for a moment.
How do
Ava, I know you're strong enough to do this.
It is why I chose you.
She as though adds on to a sentence. Saito doesn't hear that, though. You hear noise, Saito, like she said something, but it was not as loud as the other ones were.
Is it really him? Or are you just using this to get me closer to you?
You hold something that keeps you closer to me than anyone in the city. It is him. Trapped like the rest. Here in Chicago. Unallowed to pass. Their destinies not yet met.
And Saito, it is you. Genuinely. And I may say this at a game as DM, Josh. You are truly Saito, and there's no lingering puppet strings. Even if Ava looks for those old school puppet strings, they don't sit there. He truly doesn't seem attached.
Are there others you miss?
Plenty. I lost the one I was blood bonded to. I lost my sibling, my twin,
Miss
I've
Heloise,
lost a lot of people.
the world would have you believe it operates in black and white, good and evil. You know that to be a lie now. There is no good, evil, just power in those who wield it. If the power were in your hands, you would be a kind, gentle ruler. Your decision to do so does not instantly dictate you as evil. You can have what you want. The world will provide, and you can protect those you care about.
What of my coterie?
And they will live in a world that is made for them, in a night that never ends. Oliver can have his son back.
Ava, I think you know exactly how good we all are. I wouldn't listen too closely to her.
Ava just looks at Saito, but continues to speak to Sybil. The roles were once reversed. I was on the side where Bella is, and Bella would have been standing here. You were ready to have me be the one killed. Now you say I can rule.
You are to take the honor of imbibing my sire.
The honor. Yes. Such an honor.
I don't believe you understand. Those who feed upon the vitae of an antediluvian, they do not exist. You would be the only. From there, the events that transpired would be wholly dependent on the strength of your spirit. The only seer, mortal seer, to be born in thousands of years. I am not to ignore that you've been placed before me. By whatever powers that be, I am not to look it away. But if you deny the gift, I will still achieve my goal. And Saito will exist no longer. It is not selfish to want to be with the ones that you love who were taken unfairly from you. There is no God, Ava. There is only us.
You told me you wouldn't hurt him.
When the ritual is complete, the souls will be free. And I will release his with the rest. But I can prevent that. Don't tell me, Saito, that there is a part of your rebellious soul that wishes to walk the earth again. Dirt under heel, and knowledge at your fingertips. No longer trapped in the in-between, purgatory.
Before I died, there would be a time when I would have done anything to supersede the rules of the universe. To attain that kind of power would have been something I reached for. But I've already done my good and my bad. Every time I come back here, I'm confused. I see visions of Ava, and I don't know if what I said was real or a memory or...
Dear
I hope-
Saito, you are strapped between the existence of life and death, skirting.
Don't condescend to me. I know exactly how fucked I am. And that is why I am more interested in release. I think for once, I'm done.
And are
If
you?
you wanted to destroy me, you would have done it already. If you could have destroyed me, you would have done it already.
Saito, don't do this.
Then I will free you. For there is not a concern of whether you wish it or not. Miss Heloise, are you done with Saito?
No.
Do you wish him to be free? His soul to leave the city and to find the afterlife where he will forget who you are and his existence will merge with all of the beyond. Are you done with Suichi Saito, Ava Heloise of Clan Toreador?
I trust you.
Be true to yourself. Your hesitation speaks volumes, Miss Heloise. You want to do what you want to do, but your guilt for giving him what he asks for weighs you down. She doesn't want you gone, Saito. And so, Miss Heloise, speak your answer, and it will be truth.
I wanted to stay.
And so we will.
Before Saito can say another word, you watch her hand that was on his shoulder stay as the other one clasps his shoulder. And in a snap and a blink, Saito. Existence is this nebulous in-between.
Your existence is important, Miss Heloise. I must know where your loyalties lie.
They lie with you.
Then do me and the world the favor of keeping yourself alive.
I will. I've learned new things, new skills that come from you, and I want to know more about them. How can I learn more?
In your sleep, you will learn. I will guide your hand. And of your coterie. They do not see what lies ahead. I understand. Ignorance for the young is common. If you wish them to live, keep them away when the time comes.
I understand.
I hope you do, Miss Heloise. There is opportunity for you and for your coterie, for those you care and love. When next you wake, a wider understanding of how to manipulate the abyss will sit at the front of your thoughts. You need to wake up, Miss Heloise. I believe you've been found.
You blink. The car is riding. You guys have gotten about to the edge. You're between Elmwood Park, you're between Elmwood Park and their Ukrainian village up in like the East Village. You're pretty close to your goal. In that time, the veins never grew further than where they were around her eyes, much like before. They didn't grow and overtake her like they did in the past. And instead, she is sat there, and in a blink, you've returned. You're not entirely sure how long it's been. You're moving, and Dakota being next to her, you notice. I imagine you're consistently watching.
Oh yeah, I'm watching her while Ollie drives.
She blinks and her eyes are normal.
Did you have a fun trip?
Ava just puts her head in her face and just kind of like just gets in a position where she just feels like shame and upset. She doesn't reply to you immediately.
Obviously, she stays silent. Ollie, you kind of we keep, from ours, our camera's in the back. Our camera can see the rear view mirror, and I imagine we see Ollie looking back relatively often. And does he say anything?
Nothing to say.
Silence lingers for a while. Does Ava say anything?
If she doesn't eventually, Dakota's like, hey, are you okay?
We don't have much time. This is all going to end very soon.
What do you mean?
Sybil.
Yeah, but I mean, like, was she like, hey, tomorrow I raise
the
a
time
flag?
Is growing short, and she needs me to answer.
Answer? You mean
make a choice. Join her fully.
I mean, Jesus, you took on her shadow. What else does she want?
She knows that my loyalty teeters.
Oh, yeah, duh. It's not really like she's giving you much of a choice. Her concern lies in the fact she knows she's not giving you a choice, and she's trying really hard to manipulate you, Ava. Did you give her an answer?
No. She just is reminding me that this is coming soon. And I told her that I am loyal to her, but I didn't make it as in like that is my final choice. I don't fucking know, Dakota.
Is Ava
I'm so done.
Purposefully attempting to avoid the Saito conversation?
No,
Okay.
no, she'll eventually tell that whole thing. She dangled the carrot in front of me again.
Oh no, was it wearing a green suit?
Yeah. And I'm so fucking selfish, Dakota.
What do you mean?
I think he wants to be gone, fully released. And
Wait, like she's keeping him as a prisoner?
I don't know what she's doing. He's there and it's him. It's not a fake. It's not her trying to manipulate. It's actually him. And she asked me if I wanted to release him or keep him. And I wanted him to stay.
Okay.
In
So
eternal torment. Just for my stupid not wanting him to go.
Well, we can talk about your codependency problems later. I think right now we should focus on the fact that she's using Saito. If she hasn't gotten rid of him already, she's not going to. Why? Because she knows you care.
Yeah. There's only so much time before she is going to want me to act and be fully on her side.
What does she want you to actually do?
No, she wants me to...
You got confirmation what she wanted you to do before now, though. To imbibe her sire.
She wants me to be her to take out her sire, which is what I once was supposed to do.
Ava, there's no way that you're going to be able to consume her sire and survive. You know that, right? She's lying to you.
I know. I was I don't think she even knows. I was tempted to tell her about.
Wait. Oh, fuck. We thought she wanted. Oh, no. Ava.
What?
We thought that she wanted Bella to eat her sire so she could eat her sire. That's not what she wants. She wants her sire to live in a female body forever. She wants to make the La Sombra clan female. Because of that stupid fucking Otai story where he was like, women aren't worthy. And she's like, oh, well, just you fucking wait till a couple thousand years from now when I try to bring on eternal darkness.
Well, technically, the reason is because she was sired as the only girl and then abandoned by her own sire. So she.
Okay, so she's got her own trauma. But the fact of the matter is, it's all about the fact that she wants her sire to have to live literal eternal night in your body. You're not gonna make it. That's not what she wants. She knows that he will consume you.
She's offered me everything.
Yeah, except actual life afterwards. Ollie, back me up here.
No, she offered me a crown.
Yeah, for her sire to win. That is all lies, Ava Heloise. And you know what? If her shadow is piggybacking on you and we, dump her sire into your body, guess whose shadow is now piggybacking on him? She wants to control her sire in a female body. This is the most messed up. Can we just put... sometimes I really think if there was like a kindred therapist, can we work on that? Like really, a lot of these kindred just need to go talk about their problems. Ollie, help me out here.
I mean, what is there to say? What can I say?
I don't know. Tell Ava that she's going to lose her body.
Ava, you're going to lose your body. This is shit we've been saying for a long time.
This is the way. This is seeing. I want you guys put puzzle pieces together in a way you haven't yet.
Since when have there ever been elder kindred that have ever just been great on doing us favors? Without wrapping us up into some lengthy, long-winded, unfortunate series of events. This isn't some positive adaptation of a Lemony Snicket story, okay? This is just bad for us.
Lemony Snicket. Okay,
you don't watch movies. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it's just another attempt at getting what she wants.
Okay.
And painting it in a light that looks good for you, but it's not.
Ava, how do you feel about a vacation? A poor vacation?
At this point, I don't...
Here's the thing. If she says it's happening soon, we need to take you off the grid for a while. If you are physically not around to, say, consume him, she can't put her sire in your body, and she can't go about her evil master plan.
It's not me. It'll be somebody else.
Yeah, but who? She only controls you. Her shadow is attached to you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, let me think about this. Because here's the other thing. I know she thinks she's just going to rip her sire out and he's going to come waltzing out in his man body and you're just going to eat him up and then he's going to be in your body. But here's the thing. Didn't Saito tell you that he's like part of the abyss?
So, yes.
You didn't happen to mention that to her, did you?
No, I had thought about it, but I don't know if I want her to have that information. It might change her plans and she might adapt for it.
Yeah, she might actually not do what she's going to do.
Or she'll figure out some other way to, I don't know, make the entire abyss her bitch. I don't know.
Okay, so let's go down to the bottom level of this plan here, which is that a connection to the abyss is required. Like the doorway, the gateway is fucking required. So what do we got to do to close the door? If not her or her sire can come through, all of this is obsolete. We can take the shadow. We can grab a dagger. We can get rid of a hollow, death rattle guy, and all of that. And in the end, as long as we can close off the abyss, she can't get through. Neither can her sire.
Okay, we just need to close it.
Right. How do we do that?
Well, what was the door to open it?
From memory, your assumption was they were going to punch through Vitel.
Vitel.
Quote unquote, like punch. Use him to just rip open a door.
Right. But we know the abyss has been leaking through for a while. It's why Chinatown.
Or
was that Madison, we assumed, says the Fae, that it was one of the locations where it was kind of seeping in. But Chinatown is riddled with weird, shadowy shit. Do you think that's because her body is there? Or do you actually think that there is a
Yes.
door in the abyss?
I think it's there. I think that's why this vision. No, you're right, Dakota. You're right. That's why I had this vision, because we were driving near it.
Through Chinatown, and the veil got thin.
It has to be there.
All right. So if maybe because you're running with the La Sombra now, you have an idea. The more La Sombra, does that make the veil thinner? The more that are here in the city?
Probably, yeah.
You would notice the more souls in an area brings the veil thinner. The more dead souls that gather in an area.
I
makes
could
the veil
find it. I could find it. I have that power now. I can find where the veil is thinner. I've done it before. I did it at Rose's Bar. I did it in the Labyrinth.
All right. Well, you know what? Speaking of Rose's Bar, let's finish up tonight's plan.
I can't even focus on anything else now tonight.
Well, as you say
render
that,
me
you're
useless.
quickly interrupted by the sound of something on the dashboard near the steering wheel.
Yeah, we got him. Fucking asshole. He turned to dust too. This job's
Well, the
fucking
walkie's coming
great.
through. Hey, turn it up. Like Mathis, we can't.
Well, it's like a weird, yeah.
Does this sound okay, or is it too quiet?
Got to go up just
You're
a tad,
good.
but we can hear you.
I can't go any louder than that. I
Okay.
don't think. Let me
So talk
see.
real loud in that
Yeah, let me
walkie-talkie.
see. I might not be able to, which is fine.
Chat says you're good.
Okay. Yeah. So you hear just like something about somebody turning to dust, and then laughing about it at that.
Yeah, just come back. We got food back here. Just come on, relax. We finished early tonight, nice and easy. And let's be real, last night was a much more productive one anyway. Let's just take it easy and kick it up, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay. You want to go further? No. We don't want to go further west. Let's just get back to base. Scarlet wants probably to hear. And oh yeah, we can let him know that one of our targets was already fucking dead.
There's a moment of just kind of silence between the chatter. There, and I imagine all of you are kind of perked up.
So just so I got that right, they've already made a hit.
They made a hit tonight, and somebody else that was on their list is already gone, implying they didn't do it.
They didn't do.
Maybe that's
well,
slightly
Well, it's as soon as there's a few bits of silence, and the other guy on the other side, guy said,
Oh, did we inform Scarlet about that one? No, not yet. We will. It was some business guy. I think he was in the south of the city. He had something like, it was like, like Khan, like Genghis Khan, that guy. Yeah, a fucking weird name. All right, copy. I'll let her know on the way back. All right. Do you want pepperoni or pineapple? Just save me one of each.
and they start having weird, just kind of side conversation before you to kind of just like, shh, and turn, maybe lower the volume a bit.
So wait, Genghis is dead?
Yes, we learned that while you were busy, I think.
You didn't have it confirmed, but it is now.
Okay, yes.
Well, yeah, because you thought the Salubri was on it, and then you saw the two thugs that were with Layla. The connection was they probably got Genghis, but you weren't able to confirm it, I don't think. And then this confirms it.
This confirms that
And
Genghis
what
is
kind
gone.
of evil humans eat pineapple on their fucking
Hey, hold
pizza?
up! I'm a storyteller. I'm not in this story per se, but I eat pineapple on pizza, and it's delicious.
Ollie, you don't cook your pizzas with pineapple, right?
They're not supposed to go on pizza.
Pineapple and feta cheese,
Still not supposed to go on
delicious
pizza.
together.
As you promise, there will be no pineapple on your pizza. I will consume it.
There will be no pineapple on pizza.
Okay. Fucking heathens, those says I.
So that indicates that you're like a couple miles out. You're getting relatively close to the area at hand. What's the plan? Are you looking to like sneak in or do a couple drive-bys and maybe try and point things out to Ava and Dakota? What is the plan here?
Are we swinging by the club?
Afterward, right? It's this.
Oh, okay, we
Then
can
the
do it
club,
after.
or was it the club and then this?
Supposed to be the club than this.
Okay.
That's okay.
Well,
we got what we needed off the walkie-talkie, so
okay. Well, then, fantastic. My bad. I flip-flopped them. We'll say, I mean, you're both heading north. The club is north too. So maybe you were driving by the area anyway when it got picked up. Was there an intent to stop at the Hunters though?
We weren't going to visit. We
we-
just wanted to get close enough where we could get their walkie-talkie.
so you-
We'll just see if
So
they
at the
have
very
any
least,
activity.
You know, right as you enter East Village is when the walkie-talkie kind of kicked on. So that's
Okay.
like the 2-mile mark, and they're about 2 miles north from that.
Okay. Ollie would probably know.
Yeah,
that, so-
closer
okay.
to Bucktown kind of area.
Ollie,
which is
what do you
way on the
think?
edge.
You know them. Do you think they put a hit out on the club? Genghis doesn't hang at Rose's club.
I don't know what their targets are like. I have
I
no
thought he-
idea.
Oh, right. No, that was McTavish, the other annoying one.
No, he's likable.
Every time you try to talk to him, he doesn't even talk to you.
He's warming up to me. Don't let him lie to you.
Ugh. 2 charmers, the 2 of them. At least one's gone.
All right, I say we swing by Rose's club, see if it got hit by the SI. We should keep a distance, you know.
You just want to do a drive-by of the club on your way to Edith's?
Yeah, let's see if there's any like police cars damage, look of a fight before we drop these, lupine. items
Ollie, are
off.
you looking to do like just a quick drive-by to club to see if it's open and operating, basically?
I mean, if that's what they're asking, then yeah. Ollie's probably like not necessarily noticeably distressed as much as he's just irritated with the whole Oblivion, blackened eyes thing, feeling like he's just a fly on the wall, and it doesn't feel like anything is like really happening there. It's like he keeps spouting like the facts of like this is bad, we should get rid of this, and then every opportunity to get rid of it, it's just like no. So Ollie's just like he's just fucking frustrated with it.
Saito's there, though.
Yeah, I know. That's only adding to the frustration.
I'm sure that's the source of frustration for Dakota as well, is that Saito is still there. So you drive by, and as you quickly run by, the club seems open. It seems like it's running. You look at the bouncer. It's not a bouncer you recognize, but that's not necessarily a big deal. And it's not on fire. So Nelson clearly hasn't set it on fire yet. Yeah, it looks operational from the outside. Unless you plan on stopping and going in, no need.
No, we're not.
So as you drive by, eventually,
We're
when-
supposed to be dropping off the tea.
Drop off the.
If
loot
it
cart.
doesn't look like there
Oh
has
yeah,
been
you
an
could
attack,
easily
we're gonna drop the
scoop
tea.
out the car, jump out the car, head into the back alley where you know it is, and quickly shove the bag o' teeth and caked blood.
Great.
in
I'd like
there.
dump the cooler out. I actually, how many teeth do we have?
You probably were able to pick up like 4 or 5 of them.
Perfect. I would just like, since I could fit through this little thing, I'm actually gonna sprinkle a couple like in the bathroom behind a toilet or something. I want the smell in the club as well as out of it. You know what I mean? Like I need to permeate. So I just kind of sprinkle them about, leaving them in the air vent on my way out like little breadcrumbs. Did they clean the trash out of the air vent?
It would have been cleaned out if you did not at that point. They would have figured it out. And
They
had
would have
cleaning
figured it
people.
out. Damn it. That's okay. I'll come back and ruin their shitters again one day. I sprinkle teeth all the way out, leave the kind of crispy bits of blood. Maybe that's actually what I leave behind the toilet in case the lupine come in. They find
Sure.
coagulated lupine blood, which makes them look even more guilty in some way.
sure.
And then I piece back out and jump in the van.
Okay. Pop into the van and you roar off over to the familiar tattoo shop. Finally, outside the outskirts of the center city, in through a small ladder and on a little walkway. Where just as you round the corner to enter the front door, and I imagine all of you are heading into the club. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody. Okay.
Yeah, the painted lady.
Just
Yeah.
as about to head to the door, appearing similarly to how Ollie often appears as Rat Tail. He gives a wide grin to all 3 of you, and looks to Dakota. I don't think I've ever seen you bring this many before. And where's Boss?
We haven't really seen her in a while.
Oh, I went on that one date with her, and she just she didn't have a good time.
Oh.
Well, that's her loss.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's just us, the loud ones. This is us.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
I haven't seen you with a big guy. Doesn't really come around too often. I'm good
Are
with
you
names.
jealous?
I'm good with names. No, you're Oliver Hopkins. Every fucking nos knows who you are. He's with you then, yeah. He steps out the way and quickly waves you through. Do you say anything? If he's just very friendly, and unless you have any light conversation with him, he will cease, and you can head right into the club. What day of the week is it? by
Yeah,
the way?
one question, my guy.
He
You
turns.
seen
Oh,
you seen
I have a
Flick
certain-
Flick. Oh, yeah, actually, I seen Flick. Oh, a
Where-
couple
where's
weeks
he been
ago,
at?
but he was running a message out to Edith.
Great. Great. All
Is
right,
that a
thanks.
bad thing?
Nah, Flick's been missing.
Oh. Pete Rattail
Even
kind of just
Snitch.
shrugs.
Even Snitch don't know where he is.
I don't even know where Snitch is. Nobody
Yeah.
knows where Snitch is.
Well, somebody does.
Yeah, Snitch. Anyway. Sorry I couldn't be more help, but maybe talk to Edith if she got some time to see you.
Yeah.
He waves you through. Yep, go ahead, Ava.
I was gonna say I have the days written down.
Yeah, but what day? So before you say what the days are, just pick what. Does somebody pick a day? What day is it?
Chat, pick a day. First day up.
First
in
day
chat.
up for the first person. Yeah, that's going to be the day of the week, and we will coincide that with whatever is in the notebook, and that's what's happening in the club today. And if nobody picks something, I'm going to roll a D5, and I'll pick a day of the week.
Could do a D7 since
Oh yeah, D7.
There
It's
are
Thursday.
Thursday.
What's
It's
Thursday? It's just Thirsty Thursday.
That's just Thirsty
Thrusty.
Thursday.
Thrusty Thursday.
Thrusty. I like Thrusty
Thrusty
Thursday.
Thursday.
Thrusty Thursday.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Well, it is when you open the door, and as you wander in, it's hard not to see him. His awe is relatively
Oh
powerful.
no.
Mixed into the gaggle of kind and kindred alike. Banana Hammock himself. Having a great time. Striker. And not too far away, you actually can see Artie.
Oh God.
But he's having a conversation with one person at a table not that far away. In the middle of it all, though, he is thrusting to the song. I Don't Want No Scrubs. That's what's playing.
Oh my God.
The club
Oh
mix
my
version of
God.
I Don't Want No Scrubs is playing. And he is mouthing what words he knows. And you just see him just kind of like turning. And no matter how bad it makes you cringe on the inside, the people are eating it up all around him.
Ollie, I don't know about you. I had a pretty shitty day after all of this. And when that happens, I like to find the drunkest person I can find and take a sip. So maybe you should do that too. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good though. You go
Okay.
have fun.
Okay. Just saying. It's a way to kind of forget about things.
You know what, Ava? We'll be at the bar.
Okay. Well-
Ava, as you slip away, sorry, were you going to say something to me?
I was going to say, just get something good.
Ava, as you slip away into the crowd, are you going to feed?
Yes. And I want to find the drunkest, sloshiest person I can find.
Absolutely, something you are maybe you deserve a specialty in finding at this point. It's like when you go hunting, you specialty drunk man.
Yeah.
Let's have you. You're welcome because this is a Fangs Out club, so you're welcome to feed and be kindred here. So you don't have to do your hunting check. You can just give me a social roll of finding the drunkest guy that you can find here. So go ahead and give me, wits awareness is fine. If you wanted to add awe and presence, you could do that as well.
Okay.
And you can. How much do you have to feed? Do you want to feed?
It's just one,
Okay.
honestly.
So you do that roll really for me or whatever it is I said. There we go. Oh yeah, with 3 successes, it's really easy to pick out drunk people, and you know exactly the corners most super drunk people end up going to lean, so they don't fall over in the dance floor. And there you find a few options. Do you have a type that you would lean toward? You're not a Ventru, but if you had to choose. Dark hair, mysterious, drunk, goatee. Gotcha. There's 3 of them there.
I was gonna say somebody that reminds
Literally, yeah, literally. And while they don't necessarily, there's one close enough with that roll of successes that you find and you can feed. And as you move over and we see you with your opening lines and you're flirting, though we can't hear it over the music, our camera blur pans through the crowd over to where Dakota and Ollie are wandering to, the bar. You walk over to the bar and there's a few seats open as most people are on the dance floor right now. And one of the bartenders, a young lady, just kind of walks over to you. Alcohol or something a little more suited to your tastes. And she's cleaning out a glass as she asks Ollie first. She looks to Ollie, then Dakota.
Looking for Edith.
Down the hall, past the tattoo parlors. You can usually see if she's got some time.
Thanks.
And as Ollie kind of walks away from the bar, I think Dakota kind of grabs his arm
And says, "Hey, are you okay?"
I'm pissed off.
Wait, do you want to talk about it?
Sure. But what is there to say?
Well, well, that's on you. What do you have to say?
I appreciate that you and I can always have these talks. But I'm afraid that my voice is no longer heard by Ava.
Well, I feel similar sometimes, but Ava's gonna Ava, and we have to love her. Well, we don't have to, but I choose to love her, even though she doesn't always make the decisions that I would make.
Why is she so afraid to make a decision that's right for her and not just right for someone else?
Well, Ollie, for most of Ava's first life, all the decisions were made for her.
Sort of still feels like that though, right? Feels like someone is constantly making the decision for her.
It is.
Like, I guess it's easier because I'm on the outside, right? It's not happening to me. My head is a little clearer. And I know I'm not even the first person to admit this here, but I know I'm not the brightest bulb in the batch. But man, when has anyone ever given us a shot and tried to do some good for us by us without trying to run us for everything we got, bend us over a barrel? I can't recall a time, Dakota. I feel like everyone has constantly tried taking advantage of us. And you see it, right? You see it. I see it. Why can't she see it?
I think she does see it. But, I mean, I don't think Ava's interests lie in the shadow or anything that she has to offer her, no matter how power hungry we may think Ava is. Honestly, between me and you, this is all about Saito. This is all about Saito. When things were with us and you know, as well as I do, that we would have done anything.
Yeah.
Hell, I have. You have.
Yeah.
Ava's actions just are maybe a little different than ours, but I genuinely believe that this is about Saito. Does it make it right? Do I always agree? No. Fuck, I hate Saito. And I think Ava can do way better, but that is not... I can't control that. Like, you can't control that. All we can do is focus on what we can control. And I'm looking at you now asking, what can we do? What can we do?
Look, I don't want to say goodbye to Ava, but I can't help people that don't want to help themselves.
I understand. But you and I both know we're probably going to have to say goodbye to Ava anyways.
I think that's what hurts and that's what pisses me off the most.
Then take that out on the right person, the right entity, the right fucking shadow. Or let's do something so that I don't have to kill Ava.
You know Ava's going to have to get slept. They're going to have to torpor.
I know.
I don't know for how long either, but it's going to put her out.
I have a theory. I have no proof. It's just me kind of talking out loud. The shadow that she carries, it needs to be connected to this city because the veil is thin. What if we torpor Ava and move her as far away from Chicago as possible? The shadow would be less powerful. It can't draw on the energy here. We figure out what to do, finish this off, get rid of Sybil, and then we can bring Ava back.
Yeah.
I also have another thing I've been meaning to talk about that I haven't really talked about. So it got brought up at the last Gangrel gather. It's kind of like a, how big is yours versus how big is mine kind of a thing, where we kind of show off our powers, and one of which is, many Gangrel can alter themselves, change into other animals, creatures.
Yeah.
So I'm learning. Slowly. But we have a gather coming up. And I want to try to take on my first form. I don't really know how it works, if I get to choose or if it's just something that happens. I don't totally know. But the one thing we've been unable to accomplish is to walk through Chinatown. But we know that the sewers, well, they run under Chinatown. And I'm kind of hoping that maybe I could take on a new form and pass through the sewers.
I mean, what's to stop from affecting you then? You think the form is going to change that attachment?
I've been the only one of us that's been able to move through it without being extremely affected. I can hold it off, at least for a little bit. And the one thing Sybil will not expect is me running through the sewers as some animal, learning her deepest, darkest secrets. If it is, in fact, true that her body is hidden under Chinatown, I might be able to find it.
All right. Well, how can I help?
Smile. I don't like it when you're all upset.
It's a little hard to see it with this mask on.
I always know. It's in the eyes,
As you're about to approach the door that leads to the big meeting room that Edith typically spends time in, you actually bumped Dakota. Like your shoulder gets brushed by and bumped as someone hurries past you. None other than McTavish. He quickly says some words with the man ahead, and he's actually just instantly let in.
Can I stop him before he goes?
You can shout or say something.
Hey! Wait your turn.
He doesn't stop walking, though he slows down as he turns around to see who's shouting at him like this. And when he sees you, there's a hesitation where he almost stops, but then just fucking walks in. As you approach, the guy up front, who's just like a security guard, he's a Kine, he's a ghoul. Just by the way, you can see him breathing and such. He steps in front. Name?
Oh, this was for McTavish, so it wasn't for us. I would have tried to stop him.
Yeah, Dakota shouted at him and he tried to stop him, and he was walking past. What would you do?
If he turns around, I'm saying, hey, wait your fucking turn.
I'm not going to attempt a Scottish accent because I'm not stupid. However, he simply says in a Scottish accent,
Build the next Saito bar and we force Mathis to speak in Scottish accent,
you.
everybody.
God damn it. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. It's going to turn into Russian or something slowly.
It doesn't matter. I want to hear it. There it is, everybody. There's your link.
Oh, fuck you. He just simply says hierarchy, and then he walks in. Unless you do anything wise, but when you walk up, the bouncer's like, name, and do you have business with Edith?
Yeah. Ollie Hopkins.
Dakota, Rain.
Just stay here. He turns around, enters the door, shuts behind him. A few minutes pass where you're kind of left lingering, similar to before. And eventually, he swings back out, but he keeps the door open. You're allowed in.
Great. I walk in. What do I see?
As you walk in, what you usually see here, Edith's personal tattoo parlor with a single place for someone to sit or lay down with their own machinery nearby. A small curved bench in a crescent moon made of stone. And there sits McTavish as he's offloading, or not sits McTavish, there stands McTavish, offloading his backpack and placing it onto this bench as he's reaching in, fiddling around for something. You do not see his typical partner of the young girl. He is just alone here. And Edith is not looking at him. She's looking at the door, fully expecting you. And as you both walk in, she just gives a very slow and subtle nod of her head down and then back up. It has been a while since I've seen both of you. How have you been? Please.
Is McTavish still right there?
Yeah, he's just moving through his backpack, going through his backpack, completely ignoring what's happening behind him.
Well, would have been a little sooner, but our spot was taken. People might understand hierarchy, but they also don't respect the amount of weight that it takes to climb.
And as you make your way in, are you looking to sit or do you look to stand? Just for my own mind.
I'm going to stand.
Yeah, unless she offers us to sit, I'll
I
stand.
mean, she does. She gestures to the bench.
Oh, then I'm sitting.
Yeah.
You know what,
But
Edith?
she would
Nobody
also
cares
slowly,
about how I'm doing. How are you doing?
as you say that, she actually will intercept you before you sit down to just gently shake each of your hands. And you once again are remet with her bony fingers that look to have nothing but skin on them. And remember, her face is, she's utterly bald at the very top, long pointed ears, and very pale skin with red lips, and her fangs, or her teeth are pretty much all fangs. I have been excellent, as has Chicago, at least from my understanding. Things have been moving rather rapidly. She gives you, and then she moves to Ollie, shakes his hand, and Dakota sits down. Is that why you're here?
I've a personal give. I was told that you saw Flick recently.
Ah, yes, I have.
Flick's missing, Edith.
She nods, not like in a disappointed manner, but in an understanding way. Yes.
I'm looking for Flick.
Is it of dire importance?
Well, wouldn't be looking for him if Snitch didn't ask.
Ah, a request of a request of Snitch. I will reach for him. Flick has been under my employ.
Well, if it wasn't of a point of concern, he certainly wouldn't ask me.
I wouldn't want Snitch to be concerned. A Primogen council member will get what they need. Are you to be the one to retrieve him, then?
I'm at least supposed to have proof of him still, unbreathing,
No.
still unliving.
You are trusted among those I know. Return to me in 2 nights, and I will have Flick here, waiting. He has been helping to feed information amongst the city.
Edith, you heard anything about an attack on the Anarchs?
An attack on the Anarchs? No. However, I am aware of a potential lupine mishap that rampaged across Chicago.
You didn't hear anything about what happened to Genghis?
Ah. I have heard he has gone missing, but I have not heard why. Though he's been missing for some time, and my assumptions have laid at one of 2 options. Somebody was after him and he left, or somebody was after him and they got him.
I don't know how many times I have to let people in power know. Maybe I have to go up the chain of hierarchy. But, there's a hunter cell. Bunch of them.
Government funded, yes.
Yeah.
Is that the ones who took out Genghis?
Yeah, we've reason to believe it. I've let a few other kindred know, and they are blissfully ignorant as to their motives and actions and movement.
She gives a pitying smirk. Most of them are not as ignorant as they pretend.
Well,
I am happy to inform you of everything I know. Word on the street is hunters are ramping up activity. I don't know why, and I don't think it's clear as to why. But what we do know is that the government-funded hunters have shuffled their players around. And a new team has been moving around. Eyes on them. We don't know who their leader is, though. Not yet. And that's not somewhere I plan on sending Flick. Much too dangerous.
I know where they're at. I got about an idea of how many there are.
She raises an eyebrow. You have specifics.
Yeah, I do. I know where they're operating out of.
At that, you see McTavish turn around. He sits and places the bag by his feet.
So while Ollie's been having this conversation, I have not taken my eyes off McTavish. What has he been doing?
He's taking things out of his bag. It looks like
Like
equipment.
what?
He's got his hand, takes out initially a pair of like boots, followed by socks that he kind of shoves into them. He then pulls out a pistol that then he loads a spare mag next to it. He checks them all first before he puts them down. And then a big Bowie knife he actually pulls out and slides it. And then he finally pulls out a crumpled piece of paper. He looks at it real quick, throws it back in the bag. It's hard. He doesn't ever seem like he pulls anything he wants up until the moment that his attention is pulled. And when his attention is pulled, he seemingly just stops giving a shit, sits down, zips the bag up, leaves the weapon and the boots next to him, but then seems to be paying attention.
What drew his attention?
Ollie said he has specifics.
I know where they're at. I know how many there are. I know that they're young. They're well-funded. And I'm looking to potentially make a hit on them. And possibly even frame it like it's a lupine.
There's a moment. Go ahead, Dakota. Were you going to say something?
Dakota just follows Ollie, noticing that this is where McTavish's interest lies, and says,
Ollie's got a lot of information. I'm sure he'd be really happy to pass along.
and I kind of make eyes at Ollie, knowing Ollie was there when Dakota made the ask of Jackson specifically about McTavish.
And I'm sure he'd be willing to, share with you and Mr. McTavish here for a small favor.
McTavish stands up. Sounds like your scouts failed and failed and failed again. Why are we relying on them again, Edith? And Edith just turns to him and gently, with her fingers folded, because if rumors are only rumors, I'm not going to send anybody with actual skill into the lion's den without knowing what's there. She turns back to Oliver. And here we have a Nosferatu of some repute and trust who claims to have specifics that I'm more than eager to listen to. If we are to operate on Camarilla law, if you deserve or desire a boon, I offer that for the information.
Actually, I was kind of hoping McTavish would show up to the next gangrel gathering.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Do I look like I'm fucking kidding you?
Why the hell would I go to a gather? One of them things. Fuck them.
That seems like a pretty bold statement considering the fact you're one of them.
Listen, our kind got fucked over, bent over, fucked over again, and one more time for good measure, fucked over again. And then the people who, the man who spoke for us, stepped us out of the safety that we had. What is this gather gonna do to fix that shit?
The gather isn't to fix that shit.
Is that the
It's
price?
to remind all of us that no matter how many times they fuck us, we don't give up. We are stronger, faster, better, and that we are still to be feared, McTavish. So here I am, head gangrel of Chicago, inviting you to come hang out with us. There'll be beer. There'll be good company. And all you gotta do is show up and Ollie here will spill the beans.
Two things. Is that the case? He looks over to Ollie. If I agree, do I get the details?
Yeah.
Dakota looks at you more like, please, Dad, please.
Yeah. I'll spill.
Two. Anyone who makes a move on my partner, I rip their throats out with my bare hands, and nobody fucking stops me.
If anybody touches your partner, I'll rip their throat out for you. Just to make a good, solid point.
He chews on that for a moment. It's fucking stupid, but fine. Hunters. Some way you know where they are, and Edith's scouts failed. I'll make a promise. I won't fucking bomb them tonight. But I'd love to hear where they're sleeping.
Ollie now sits down.
McTavish stays standing.
And he will disregard McTavish up to this point.
Yep.
It's clear that there's a hierarchy and he's respecting whoever is leading.
Sure.
They're kids. They're funded. There's a dozen of them. I broke in. I hid. As a Nosferatu does. I stole one of their walkies. Their nights look like this. They talk about who they might try to make a hit on, where a hit has already happened, and what kind of pizza they're having. They're babies.
Fucking kind.
They're young. They're
Stupid.
short-sighted.
And stupid, then.
And stupid. And I'm more than happy to pass off that walkie to you so that you can hear it.
What's the catch?
The catch is, I want to frame it like it's a lupine event. We heard that there was a lupine attack here in Chicago, ran through the city. We saw some of the mess. And it's just that. It's messy. Kindred, we don't do it like that. So if they're going to send backup, if they're going to send help, they should be well aware of exactly what a lupine event sort of looks like and how to be prepared for it. I'd rather them be more weary for a lupine attack than for a kindred assault.
Well, that rules out bombing of any kind.
I'm not sure that you've been around long enough, McTavish, to realize that there have been a number of bombings that have happened on this place, and, well, the more bombings there are, suddenly we get on more watch lists.
Yeah, fair fucking enough. Framing of this lupine attack is going to be fucking hard.
Yeah, well, luckily, I got a couple of gangrel sitting right next to me, you and her.
Oh,
And I've seen her fight. She can be fucking vicious. I need someone who's vicious.
I can also say we happen to have a little information about where the SI are getting their weapons. You seem like a little Irish fellow. You know anything about the Irish gangs in towns?
I'm fucking Scottish, for one.
Okay, my bad. That was bad of me. That being said, it seems there's a company called Eagle Arms.
As fuck, steal with anybody. That ain't surprised me, but it makes sense.
They're arming them, and they are particularly well funded.
And if there's one way to make it look, you know, or at least if you need some weapons, there's some Irish gang in town. I'll be getting some more information tomorrow night.
Honestly, we don't even have to make the stop on the Irish. If we clean out this sect, from what I saw personally, you can have all of their stuff.
How much did you see?
Mathis, how much did I see?
Fucking pretty much all of it. You like that, at least that particular station, which seems to be their main gathering station. You saw the two buildings where a lot of them hang out, where it seems they keep most of their firearms. While you don't have the details of every room, you got a very solid look of the layout in and out, being invisible.
They have at least a small pickup truck's worth of material armaments. They even have access to things like grenades. It looked like they had some dragonfire rounds. They know what they're doing, or at least they have an idea.
Good, it'll make it more fun. You a good shot?
I don't shoot shit.
Can you fight?
You want to go around?
No. You're gonna show
Good.
me this place and you're coming with me. You
Wouldn't have it
eyes
any
on
other way. Yeah. Yeah, I've had eyes on it. I was watching the previous cell before it suddenly got moved out. Still don't know why.
Yeah, that's another thing I'm short on. Details. Camarilla and Arcs at each other's throats. But lately, that shit's been sloppy. It's like they're distracted with something. Any reason
come on.
why?
You can't tell why?
Camarilla keeps secrets and secrets and secrets. Fuck them.
Let me ask you this, McTavish. You walked through Chinatown recently.
No.
Well, let's just say it's for your health. Edith, yours too. Don't stray too close.
I am aware of the Tremere ban. And I fucking hate the Tremere, so I stay away.
Yeah, there's a lot more going on than just a Tremere-related incident. We can talk more in the future. Let's see where your loyalties lie after we crush these SI.
You know about my partner?
I don't even fucking know who you are other than Rude.
She'll
Yes.
be there. Dakota can inform you. Don't want to catch you off guard. She'll fucking kill you. He
Yeah,
reaches
she can
into
try
his-
too.
He reaches into his bag and pulls out a really, sleek steak. that is professionally made with a weighted end in metal. And he walks over to you and just kind of puts it to your chest. Not point it, but like, you know, shove it into your chest. Yours. You're going to fucking need this at some point.
For who?
Not everybody plays on the same side.
Is that how we play now, Edith? And he looks down to Edith.
She looks over. It wouldn't be the first time that the Inquisition is being informed by somebody who thinks they know better.
Yeah.
It's worth it for safety precautions.
All right. I'll keep your stick.
He nods at that. But gestures to Dakota. I'll go to your stupid thing, but are you coming to this?
Of course.
You run with a third, right?
Ava Heloise.
Getting wasted on the dance floor.
Yeah, what is she?
She's a Toreador.
Well, they can have some value, I suppose. Are we taking her too?
If she chooses to come.
Well, she better decide. I'm making a visit tomorrow night. I know where your bar is, Ollie. Everybody fucking does. I'll swing
Good.
by.
We'll be waiting.
He nods. Little reconnaissance mission. I'll introduce you to my partner. And if Ava's gonna show, get an answer for me by then.
Edith, do you want this walkie or do you want us to keep it? Because I can have it ran to your courier tonight.
Edith just looks over to McTavish. What about me? He looks to you, Ollie. I'll take it. If you don't want it.
Yeah, we can get it tomorrow. It'll help with the recon.
So you're giving it to him now? Or no?
I don't have it with me now.
Oh, fair enough.
It's in the van.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I don't want to tell him it's in the van either. I would much rather hit him with it tomorrow.
If you have weapons, bring them. They're not going to want to play nice, and I don't plan on talking to them first.
Shouldn't be an issue. I'll be there and then I won't, and then I'll be there again.
If you have anybody you trust who think will be good on the squad, think about it. These are hunters. They're young. They're funded. They're stupid, but money can make up for stupid.
You're not wrong. But if I'm going to help lead this, we're going to do it smart. We'll do it slow and quiet. I don't want firearms being fired off. I've been shot before. It fucking sucks.
He shakes his head. Don't worry. There are other methods. More classical ones. Ever fire a crossbow?
No.
Effective.
Well, I'm just going to have to trust you.
We'll take it slow. You're my eyes. You know that place I don't. The more time we give them, the more time they have to set shit up.
I'll get a sketch drawn out tonight of what the layout of the two buildings look like.
I'll find some soldiers.
Well, ain't tonight fortuitous.
I told you, McTavish, we were going to be friends if you liked it or not.
Let's make sure there's good beer at your fucking thing.
Do you have
Don't
a
worry.
preference?
Dakota, I'll help set you up with some beer. I know a guy who happens to be in the industry.
Did you not know, McTavish? I'm underage.
He doesn't say anything to that at all.
Oh, but I forget, you don't have a problem with underaged people.
Nobody gets to fucking choose when they get pulled into this life.
Isn't that the truth?
Besides, don't know if you've heard, but there's a rumor. Young old kindred. Sitting somewhere south. So let's not pretend mine's the worst. I saved her. I gave her purpose.
That's something that I understand fully.
Not a hand on her. And he looks to Ollie when he says that. But he doesn't wait for a response. He just says that as he's turning to leave. He walks unless you stop him. And he leaves with just the three of you now. Edith and the two of you.
Edith,
Well,
what's his fucking deal?
He's effective and he's former special forces.
And what's the deal with this other, his partner?
She's a child.
And he turned her?
No, she's mortal.
She's mortal.
He ghouled her.
All right. Well, he's protective of his ghoul. I mean, so am I.
Most
Doesn't give him carte blanche of being a dickhead.
I've been saying that for a while, but one way or the other, I'm going to force him to come hang out. He needs a little one-on-one interaction and it's friends, really.
I agree. I'm not entirely sure he adapted after life in the Special Forces.
Well, as somebody that's been raised by a military man, I can tell you there is a way to his very dead, unbeating heart, and I'm going to find it.
Yeah, I bet it's through a fight.
Maybe.
I'll be honest with you, both right now, I'd really like to fucking fight that guy. He just set something off in my cage.
Well, ask and ye shall receive, Ollie.
Edith looks to the both of you. Well, I'll have Flick here.
2 nights.
Is there anything else I could help you with? It has been a while since you've received a tattoo. Both of you. Even longer for Mr. Hopkins.
Would set my mind right.
My night
No pain, no gain, as they say.
My night is free, and it has been much too long since I've practiced the art myself. And on that, as she kind of brings that forward, there's a moment where Ollie and Dakota lock eyes and the camera pulls out as she begins to set up her tattoo equipment. We see Ava being approached by Brett Stryker. But before we hear any of that conversation, on one of the beats of the music playing, it beats to a black screen in silence, and we'll end the episode there.
What?
We'll be back next week. Got 2 more episodes before the mid-season finale, everybody. We got a lot of shit rolling forward. And we'll be back. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting us and being here every Saturday. And we will see you next Saturday with another one. Goodbye, everybody.